Well, welcome back, and this is match number 2 on day 2. The West Indies against Pakistan. First delivery outside the off stump, pushed away by Samir Malik, and that's a single. Prem Singh. I don't think that's Prem Singh who is opening the bowling, but it's one without loss, and Akbar Ali Rana, who top scored at 25 in the paltry 82 yesterday. He is now on strike. As I say, good afternoon to my friend Iva, who is back after a hearty lunch. He had roti and curry duck.
And I burped. Yes, well, game number 2, the last of the day. And like we said, don't follow the board where you're going to ask for an excuse. Here, he's not Prem Singh.
Yep. Definitely not Prem. Seems to be Hutchinson. And that one was struck right back. Crashes into the stumps at the non-strikers end. The score is 1 without loss. So Hutchinson. That's one more. The West Indies will be looking to defeat Pakistan. Pakistan lost yesterday. And I must say, though, congratulations to the Indian team. They really played great this morning. That was awesome batting. I had a conversation with Mark Qureshi during at the end of the game, and he was telling me that the critical part was when he floored a simple cotton bowl of Fasal. Fasal went on to score 76. So he thought that is what lost them the game.
That is his thought, right? Okay. I'm not going to ask you your thought. I'm going to leave that alone. Oh, first boundary?
4. Yep. Badly line. Helped away around the corner.
Yes, so I'll leave it as a thought. Well, would you have told him what would have transpired, the toss and all the good stuff?
The West Indies won the toss. They've decided to field first. It worked out for them yesterday, and they're looking to do likewise. As the day has progressed, the wicket has played better and better. We saw that yesterday, and as a tournament has progressed, it continues to play well. No rain in and about the area. The moisture has gone from the surface. It's now firmer and harder. Has been rolled a couple times, and Hutchinson. It's going to continue from the far end, not lining it up as he did yesterday. The man with the Keswick Williams style of bowling, according to Iva.
Yep, that's Keswick Williams in print right there. And he's wearing the West Indies colours, some good colours. Well, Pakistan in search of their first winning in this tournament. They was outplayed yesterday, so it wasn't even close. So let's see if they'll make a better showing on their second time up. But they're coming up against the might of a confident West Indies team. So the West Indians just said this, and India said they came to play on Thursday. Well, so does everyone else. But if I have to call it right now, if the West Indies were to go on and win this one, I can see the finals between India and West Indies.
Yeah, I think so far we can. Well, India, they have booked a place in the final already.
And the 2 wins.
Yep,
Yes.
so they're in the finals. And of course, as you can look at both teams there, and it's all up to the West Indies. If the West Indies can win here, then it's a straight shootout. It's going to be West Indies versus India for the final. Tomorrow's game, West Indies versus India, will be a dress rehearsal for the final, should the West Indies win here today.
Yes. But again, we're bathed in sunshine here, and just wanted to say, and by the way, the Mumbai Indians would have won the game today. It was a low-scoring game. So
at the moment, 6 without losses. It's over number 2 of the power play, and the West Indies winning yesterday, Pakistan losing. This is struck down the ground, and it will find its way close to the boundary. It would not get there, though. Sattar is the bowling from the southern end. So at the moment, there is a change in the field. Long off comes into a long on position. Pushed to be on the offside. So bowling to his field is a ring of fielders on the offside. There's a slip, short third man, point, squarish cover, and mid off. Is Akbar looking to pull this from outside the off stump, fails to make connection. So he's finding it difficult to get the ball away. Good start by Sattar, just the 2 runs in the over. The West Indies team will be depending again heavily on Mahendra Nagamutu, who got 2 wickets and scored 32 yesterday. This is driven in the air. This could be the first wicket, and yes, it is. So Pakistan, they've lost Akbar Ali Rana for 3. He got 25 yesterday. Zamin Amin takes the catch. He's not going to drop that. And Pakistan, they're 8 for 1.
That's what do you call that? Catching practice. He just scooped it up, picked out the fielder, and just said, let's see if you can catch. Because this morning I heard you use the term that somebody couldn't catch a cold in the dead of winter, even if they were even naked. The West Indies, they're not going to drop that. They're representing the colors alone. They're telling you that they're representing the West Indies, and they are the West Indies. So the West Indies Stars yet to lose a match. This is the second match, as a matter of fact. The Pakistanis who've been sent into bat, they're looking for their first win. But that was a soft dismissal. Just play the ball along the turf, or if you're going to go aerial with only 2 men out of the 30-yard circle, you should go high and hard if that's the case. But like we said, you have to give credit to the bowler. He was bowling to his field because, did not have to move one iota. He just had to grasp it in his palm, and which he did. Wicket number 1. So Salim Sattar, he strikes first in his first over. So let's see Hutchinson. He's going to be continuing from the far end. And he's starting in a hurry. The wicketkeeper is not ready. He's the one who stopped the play, trying to get everyone in place in their correct positions. Batsman is just blocking this one. That's the one who rushes onto him. So the pitch is playing very good, very good. We have seen some cuts and pull. Here it's really dried out nicely. Same pitch was used yesterday. This time this one is getting up about wayside. The batsman tried to pull it from outside the off stump, try to beat the short mid wicket, but can't score.
Yep. So they continue to keep it tight here at the moment. Hutchinson finding his range. Pakistan will have a period of consolidation now between Samir Malik and Naziruddin Momin. Samir opening the batting with Rana before Rana was dismissed. Again, right on spot, just hitting that 4th stump line. He's living there. 4 dot balls. Now the wicketkeeper is going to go up to the stump to create that extra pressure. Must have noticed something. Must have noticed that Malik is batting out of his crease. Not a very good delivery. So a lot of people like before, probably just shifting down the leg side. And it's the end of a maiden over there by Austin Hutchinson. And at the end of 3, Pakistan continues here to struggle there 8 for 1. So it's Amin, is it Satar in fact? Seems to be the captain who is taking over now. Is it number 7? No, it's Satar. He continues. West Indies doing very well at this point in time. Want to say good night to all our, good day to all our viewers in Trinidad and Tobago on MCTV as we carry all the West Indies Legends games from Fort Lauderdale, Central Broward Regional Park to be exact. This is hoiked away and it goes a couple bounces down to a wide-ish long on. So it continues to be very tight. 10 for 1. This is over number 4 in progress. I'm now joined by the captain of the United States team, Mac Rishi. Good afternoon, Mac.
Good afternoon, Vinod. We just finished our game.
Another one slipped through the fingers.
I know there was a disaster, actually, if you look at it. There was a lot of scores and give away the games. Bowling did not went well, I guess. In the last 10 overs, they need 100 runs, and they chased 100 runs.
Yeah. Did you miss Rizwan Mohammed today?
Yeah, he not came today. He's a bowler. We missed one of the bowler shots, but we put another guy against him. Is Gary, but Gary is a different kind of bowler than Rizwan, so is affected our entire 4 overs.
Yeah, Gary Buller, he did go for around 14 runs in an over when things were tight. So that would have opened the floodgates. And Mac himself, you put down a catch of your own bowling from the top scorer, Fazal.
That's the disaster. That catch was even taken. Is a very easy catch. Came to me. I was bowling cotton bowled, and ball hit my hand, went to my chest, and fall off. So
normally, Mark, you would take that catch. This is whipped away on the leg side down to the boundary for 4. Hutchinson there straying in line. But Mark, normally you would have gobbled that catch. I have seen you before. I saw you fly in the air in Chicago and took a catch of Zishon's bowling. What happened? Talk us through that catch today.
Yeah, I know. There was the guy was batting on the fuzzle. I was trying to get him out. I said I'm gonna take his wicket, and I usually do not attack the ball. And I start the bowling attack. I said I'm gonna take this guys out. So I did it like first over. I got 3 wides. Their ball is new, swinging, and it's slipping on my hands. But thereafter, I got second over, got him back, and I got 2 boundaries. But that as I gave him, and then few balls, very dangerous part, they went in, and he missed one of them. It can be bowled, but that was not happen. And then catch came to me. Easy catch came to me, mine, and I've just hit it in my hands. It went to chest and fall off. That was the catch, was the winning game completely. If I have that catch,
Yeah, it would have put the opposition under tremendous pressure. Fazal took off after that, and he scored 76. But when you look at the overall tournament, it's wonderful to see today the sort of batting. We saw over 350 runs, which was really, really good. We saw a wonderful half century from your good friend, Dr. Malik. Tell us a bit about his batting.
Malik, he's played well, and then he got the first 2 overs he was a little slow down, and then after he went back, it took a long, and after 10 overs he became a good player. I guess
Yeah.
I've seen his shots coming in 10 overs, and
But he actually...
also
Yeah.
when he got wonderful cover shots. Malik, he made it,
He
and
reminded
cover
me
shot sixes, and there after 10 hours he wake up, he said I need to move up. So he made it great shots and come back. He made his first 50.
Well, he created a record, Mark, and that's a record that could never be broken. He became the first batsman to score a half century in the Legends World Cup. You can't break that record. You can only be first once.
Yeah, that was the first record he made it for their sense. That was game number 3. And then after that, I think the second guys who made it, 2 more guys, they made it today after him. So he's the first one, Mr. Malik, and Malik is actually good. I have to push him out. When he was there, I always have to scream. Actually, I lost my voice because I was screaming from there. Malik, go for sixes, go for sixes.
Well, he did that. He played beautifully. He reminded me of Carl Hooper, the way he was driving through the covers. And, I was tempted to say that he held being a doctor, he held a batting clinic today, Mark.
Yeah, he gave him good score to our boards. There was 173 is a huge score total for his effort, best battings today. But fortunately, we did not win the games.
Well, I thought you had enough runs to defend. That was definitely enough runs to defend on that track. Of course, the fielding again let down the United States team.
Not just the fielding. What happened the 10 hours around, we had like 70 some runs. They needed exactly over 100 runs to chase an after the next 10 hours. And that was very tough. And fortunately, our main bowler is Charlie, Nasir Javed Charlie. He got 3 sixes and on back and 3 sixes. The huge score, 20 runs on this over. And Gary came in along. He put like 14 to 15 runs. And then also Mr. Malik advising and bring the guys in from, he was sitting out, our Amir Kayani. I brought him in, so just started because seriously game, so brought him in.
Well,
First over, he gave him like, I think like 3, 6, the same thing, like 20 runs. So that
but why
will
didn't Dr. Malik bowl? Yesterday he bowled well. He didn't bowl today.
I did ask him, you want ball? He said, no, he's not want to ball. So he just got tired or something, I don't know, after 50 runs. And he don't want to take after 50 run chance for himself for bowling. So I asked him. Then actually it doesn't matter hours first, second,
Dr.
and
Malik,
last over.
Dr. Malik is in the press box with us here, Mark, and he's saying that you asked him to bowl the last over when 2 runs were required. You wanted a miracle.
It doesn't matter. If the bowler is bowler, you have to go follow the captain. It doesn't matter like you do first over or second over. If you have like 1 hour and 2 hours, there's no excuse. Bowler is a cricketer. They have to come in, and they come in. They will look in the cricketer. I'm gonna bowl. So we have that issue in the grounds.
Yeah,
when I was there.
Well, Ritesh Patel said that they're celebrating in New Delhi, and they're very sad in Karachi today because of you. You lost and he won.
Yeah, that's the game is good. Like we will play. They play good, and we actually give away our game. So it's happened. It's a cricket. It's T20. Anything can be happen.
But I think cricket is the winner. I'm amazed at the quality we have seen. When you hear Legends cricket, and guys on the other side of 50 years old, you tend to think that, it's going to be sloppy cricket. But, you only look at fellas like yourself, Dr. Malik, and the way you all go about cricket. It was really a pleasure looking at the action this morning, and my fellow commentator Ivor could not believe just how beautifully Dr. Malik was batting. He never bludgeoned the ball. It was all timing.
Yeah, because this is the format what we have 45 and there was a 50 plus. If you look at it, gladly we have 173 runs as a big scores and chasing after and then fielding 20 overs. They never been old in the cricket. This is the only game you can see that, soccer 50 years old, they cannot even play soccer. And football, you cannot play in football and hockey and basketball. 55 plus, they will be probably hanging out there somewhere. But here you continue running. Is basically that's why the cricket have no age games. I have kids who's been playing year old start playing cricket, and then I seen a 70 years old is still playing cricket, some of them.
Well, it's the end of the power play. The score, Pakistan Stars, they are 30 for 1 against the West Indies, and I think it's safe to say that the United States Stars are out of the reckoning for the title. At best, you guys, Mark, could play for third position into the finals after 2 wins. Should the West Indies win today, they will also go into the finals. It will make tomorrow's clash between India and the West Indies one of academic interest, but still a lot to play for in this tournament.
Yeah, the format is great. The way we had it, every team playing each other, and then it's still in the final they're playing in. So there is the opportunity we have it also. That's the only way we can see in first and second. If you tomorrow, let's say West Indies lost the game today with Pakistan, so they have a chance to same chance we have now there, and then Pakistan we won with the Pakistan, so we will be in final also. That will be again chance. So that's basically all depend today. If the West Indies win today, they definitely win and qualified. So that's a big game for West Indies also. Like we have the big game for today with the India.
Yeah,
if we won the India games, and they will be in through it,
Yeah, but looking at the combinations moving forward, the only way the United States can still sneak in through the back door and get into the finals is for the West Indies to lose today, and for India to beat the West Indies tomorrow, and then for United States to beat Pakistan. You have scored 172 runs, which means your net run rate will be pretty good at this point in time. I've seen stranger things, Mark. I remembered 1992 World Cup when the West Indies were due to qualify for the semi-finals. Pakistan was bowled out for 74 by England. And had Pakistan lost that game, West Indies would have gone into the finals. Rain fell with England 25 for 1. It was washed out. Pakistan went on to win the World Cup. So I've seen stranger things. Good delivery again by Hutchinson outside the off stump. Hasn't done a bad job. None for 17. He's in his 4th over. 32 for 1.
Yeah, is Nasruddin Momin is basically Arsenal players. 5 balls, 7 runs is slowing, and then Samir is taking a lot of strikes. If you see now, 24 runs and 23 balls is going also, and the last wicket is down Ali Rana with the 3 runs, which is from UAE players. He came from Pakistan to play.
Well, wonderful indeed. Players from all around the world are taking part in this tournament. And can you see this growing to 5 or 6 teams next year, Mark?
Yeah, this year because the pandemic we have limited conditions lots. So we have it Sri Lanka, they want to come in, and Canada they want to come in also. So next year, the World Cup will be have 2022 has a bigger stars and bigger other ones coming in also. So we will gonna have 6 teams for next year, and thereafter every year we're gonna be invited in Australia and New Zealand.
Mm-hmm. So that's wonderful indeed. But speaking about the big stars coming in, one of the biggest stars today was Dr. Malik. If we can get a word with him, did he run away?
Yeah, we can bring him in.
Yes, we need to get a word from him and hear a little bit about his background, his affiliation with the game of cricket. And I want to thank you, Mark, for being with us. Always a pleasure having you here. And at the moment, it's 34 for 1. This is over number 7 in progress. Samir Malik is on 24, and Nazuruddin Momin is on 6. This is whipped away down just a fourth of square, and there's a return to the non-strikers end. So it's the end of the over. At the end of over number 7, it's 35 for 1. Pakistan Stars are going at 5 runs and over, and they are playing against the West Indies. Wonderful performance with the bat. You showed your class today.
Well, thank you very much, Vinod, having me in the commentators box, and yeah, it was good to score on this slow pitch, and it's not batting or batsman friendly pitches. I mean, ball keeps low, and you have to adjust your shots and timings. But it worked out good for me because yesterday when I played, I was trying to rush into the shots and I got out early, but today I decided to just stay on the pitch as long as I can and try to settle down first, and then scores will come because outfield is pretty good, and if you miss the fields, usually goes to the boundary.
Yeah, and of course today, as I said before, it was purely cricketing shots, no bludgeoning, excellent cricket shots. You really peppered the offside boundary. It was a pleasure to watch, especially that inside out 6 over cover.
Yes, I heard a couple of other people also enjoyed the shot, but once you sat down, I mean, when you settled and you have your reflexes and touch in, and then you can hit wherever you like to. But seriously speaking, it's not easy pitch to play on, especially against the spinners, because ball doesn't come to the bat, and you have to. Every shot you have to adjust it, but I'm happy that it worked out good for me, and thanks to Allah. And
But we were saying in commentary that we would love to see you on the dance floor because of the fact that you dance so beautifully for the spinners.
Yeah, I try.
It's a lot playing against spinners.
I love, because when I was playing with Malik and Miandad and these all big legends, Malik used to tell me, listen, whenever you have a leg spinner googly, you have to look if he is bowling googly, you will see that his arm is not gonna go up much. So when he tries to bowl leg break, it's gonna be higher than the googly because he has to move. So I mean, I can read spinners, and also it's like when they try to flight the ball and spin, they're gonna do slow ball. They're not gonna throw the ball faster. So it's So I mean, I am through the years learned how to play spinners, and I feel kind of comfortable playing against them.
Yeah, you definitely did. You would have done well at the Trinidad Carnival, the way you were dancing today, as you were stepping down the track. And what was amazing was the fact that even when Pandya, the left-arm orthodox spinner, saw when you were coming, you were able to readjust when he bowled a little shorter, and that readjustment was quick. It tells me that back in the day, you mastered playing spin bowling.
Yes, I mean, I was, and still I feel comfortable playing against spinners, but Pandya was very good in the way because he was adjusting his length. Because when I was walking down the pitch, and he was adjusting his length, and he was a good bowler. So,
Tell us a bit about your background. But before we go back to Pakistan, where you're a native of, do you play cricket here regularly in the United States?
Yeah, I tell you a history about what happened was when I played in Pakistan and all that, I moved to England to become a surgeon after I did MD. But what happened was I'm now anesthesiologist and pain specialist, so there's a history behind it. So what happened was I went to England because my brother was already there. I thought that I will get a free lodging and food, so I stayed with him, and I did not take any my cricket gears with me. No bat, no pads, because my brother said, "You're not gonna play cricket when you're coming here to study at my house."
Yeah.
I said, "Fine." So I went there around 1991 or something, and it was winter, and then summer started. And then I saw outside beautiful weather, and I sneaked outside and asked local people, "Is there any cricket club there?" So they said, "Yeah, we have a pub team." I actually moved to my brother was in Newcastle, and I moved to London to attend courses for my examination prep. So in London I was staying, then I asked local people where I was staying. It was Brixton, London, next to Oval. So
a lot of West Indians live there.
A lot of West Indian. So my friend told me there's a pub team. So I'm going to take you and introduce to them. So it was like Friday evening around 9 p.m. I went to the pub with him. And there was some guy sitting with West Indian. And I said, "Hey, I'm good player. I played this. Man, everybody say that. We'll see tomorrow. You want to play tomorrow?" I said, "Okay." And they had a match against King's College team next day. So I said, okay. So I went in the morning early and bought my whites and shirt and the shoes because I didn't have anything. I went to the ground, and they said, "Well, what number you bat?" I said, "Oh, I opened the innings." They said, "Okay, we'll check you out too." So they gave me the bat, pads, and big pads.
Yeah.
Because West Indian cricket players are big guys. So they were like all the way to my thighs.
So you got a pad and a tie pad in one.
Right.
Yeah.
I didn't need a thigh guard. So I went inside. They had a fast bowler overseas, South African. He has a 30-yard start, ready to go. And my West Indian fellow teammates said, "Well, you said you're going to open, now go in." So I went inside. So look what happened. So I hit 18 sixes.
18 sixes.
I scored 184 in 35 overs because it was 50-over match. When I came out, they were upset with me. They said, "Man, you played 35 overs and I did not get a turn. And, we put the money for the ball and the bats and this and that and the lunch." And I said, "I'm sorry, I was trying to make you win the match."
Yeah.
So the guy who gave me the bat and pads took away everything.
Serious?
Seriously. So they were not happy because it was a friendly kind of match, a league match, but they play for not to win. They play just for the hangout, socializing. Most of the English cricket is based on socializing than a competitive cricket. So when I came out of the ground, scoring 184, a oldish guy walked to me and he said, "What are you doing here?" I said, "I'm trying to pass exams to become a surgeon." And he said, "Listen, I'm chairman of anesthesia department, King's Hospital. And if you want to do anesthesia, you get the license to practice here, I'll give you the job." And I did not like anesthesiologists because when I was in Pakistan, I was doing surgery and medicine and surgery. I would say, "Anesthesia guys, oh, you're not doctors. You just sit there, put patients sleep, read books, and then wake them up." So when you say bad things about other people, come to you.
Yeah.
So when I passed the exam in 6 months or so, I got a license to work in England. Then my wife said, "Why don't you go and talk to that person?" I called him and he said, "Okay." So he put me one step ahead of the starting job for an anesthesia house officer. And amazingly, in the Pakistan and England was playing test match, and he asked me first day of my job, "Come and sit with me and watch a match all day." So 5 days
First
I
day
was
of the
sitting
job.
with the chairman,
Yeah.
and every other doctor is working, and they hated me. Because chairman was asking, "Okay, tell me about Miyanda, tell me about Imran, tell me about Malik."
Yeah.
So, I mean, that's the start of my anesthesia career, and then I moved on. So I never became a surgeon. So that's the history behind it.
Oh, okay. So, but you were able to play cricket. You moved on from that pub team.
Correct.
But are you playing now in the US?
Yes, I am. So 1997, I came to. Same thing happened to me in when I moved to U.S. I got a job in University of Kentucky, Lexington, and as an anesthesiologist. And same thing happened. I didn't have anything with me, no cricket bats, no pads, and nothing. And during the orientation, first few days, I met an Indian guy, and I said, "Hey, do you have a cricket team for UK?" University, and they said yes, and I said I can play. He said, "Okay, we have a practice tonight. Come on, join us." So I went for practice, and they saw me playing, and they put me in the team next day.
Mm-hmm.
And next day we were playing against University of Cincinnati, which are rivals for University of Kentucky, because University UK never won against University of Cincinnati. So first match I played, interestingly, I went open, I scored 135 not out, and I got 5 wickets. So their captain stepped down and made me the captain the first year when I was in University of Kentucky. So it's 97 until now. I've been in Kentucky, but I played in Ohio and then Columbus and different tournaments, and so since then I'm playing in USA.
Well, wonderful indeed, and you showed that class today. The latest score here, Pakistan, they're 48 for 2 against the West Indies Legends at the Central Broward Regional Park, and the second wicket just falling a while ago, and looking to keep things tight here, the West Indians. And with me is Dr. Hamad Malik, who scored the first half century of the Legends tournament this morning. And unfortunately, his team, the United States Stars, lost their encounter to the India Legends, and the Indians have reached the finals. There's still a glimmer of hope for your team, but it will depend on results going your way that you have absolutely nothing to do with.
Yeah, I think when we scored 172, I was very optimistic and hopeful that we'll win, because I think we took the match easy, and I think in the first few overs we should have a main attack to have more wickets, or at least we would have not let them score that much, like 60 or 70 runs in first 10 overs. I think that was the turning point in my opinion, because once batsmen are set and they needed only 100 runs in 10 overs, we had a still chance. But I think in the beginning, if I would have been a captain, I would have my main attack and try to put pressure on them so that they could not hit easy and scored a lot of runs in first few overs. I think that was the turning point for our match, why we lost.
Well, Samir Malik is there on 32, and Anchor, who has just come in, he would have probably looked to anchor the innings. It's 49 for 2, and that's the end of over number 9 as we continue this Legends tournament here at the Central Broward Regional Park. Lovely weather. It has been hot out there. Doc, how has your boys coped with the weather?
Yeah, I don't know much about the boys, but the way I do is I try to rehydrate myself a day before the match, and I drink it's a salt mixture of powder you put in the water. It has potassium, sodium, glucose. I drink that a couple of times a day before, and a couple of bananas, and try to rest. And during the day, in the morning, I do the same thing. Before the match, I drink those salt water. And I never had a incident that when I had a cramps or something, very rarely, because if
you prepare.
Yes.
As well, Zamin Amin, captain of the West Indies team, he is now into the attack, and this delivery is pulled away down behind square. There is no run, so just keeping Pakistan in check here at the moment. But the Pakistanis, they're building a nice foundation. Malik has a big role to play here. Samir Malik, any relation?
No, I don't know Slim Samir Malik.
Tell us a bit about your association. That's the 50. A quick single on the offside brings the 50 to Pakistan. Tell me a bit about your affiliation with Salim Malik. All West Indians would know a lot about Salim Malik. He created real problems for the West Indies.
Yeah, Salim Malik is a legend batsman and a very nice guy. And he actually was in Lahore playing for a different school. He's almost same age group as I am. And but his school, the primary and high school, was a cricketers producing school always for Pakistan. So he played for that school. Then he went to under 16. Then under 19 he scored double hundred. And when I met him first time, there are two rival colleges in Lahore, Government College and FC College. I was in FC College and he was in Government College. So we never actually win against Government College because Government College, they have players coming in all over the Pakistan. And they get scholarship, and because their team is always very good. But first time I encounter with him was he came in to open the innings. We had a fast bowler, big-headed, who thinks he's the best bowler in the world. So I was a wicketkeeper at that time, and I told Malik, you're a legend or whatever. Why don't you hit him few sixes? So he hit him first over once, first ball, 6 on the point, and then 1 in the extra cover and 1 in the mid-on. And that bowler said, I'm not going to bowl anymore to Malik. So, I mean, the way he used to time. Interestingly, I have invited him to come and play for our Kentucky Cricket Club before pandemic, 2 years ago. He stayed with me 3-4 months in Lexington, Kentucky. He played under my captaincy. And he was playing against a fast bowler, and he went 1 down. And I said, you're not wearing the inguinal guard. He said, I never wore it. I don't play straight. I just always keep my side. And I said, well, through the years, 10, 20 years I've known you, I never realized that you don't wear the cup or inguinal guard. He said, no, I don't.
Against the West Indies, he
Even
didn't?
against the West Indies. He said sometime I wear it if Marshall or, Colin Kraft or Bishop was there. But otherwise, for spinners or anything, I never wore that box.
Wow.
So we may need to, advise him. Maybe now if he plays, he plays for senior cricket league in Pakistan.
Yeah. But how was that experience with him playing in Kentucky? I'm sure a lot of people would have wanted to rub shoulders with him.
Sure. I mean, he has a pure timing and eyesight, and without practice, he goes in and he plays like fluent shots. Off the bounce, and never gets scared of any bowlers. Very good batsman against spinners, and a very good captain. He made us win few matches just for captaincy. He used to tell me, put fielders there, do this and that. Very smart, because everybody cannot be a captain.
Yeah.
And because captain has to be the smartest and intelligent person who can have a plan how to win the game and look at the weaknesses of the team, batsmen and bowlers, and then plan accordingly. So he was very smart captain.
Well, Doc, we are at the halfway stage. The score is 51-2. We want to thank you for joining us on the commentary. We also want to thank you for that batting display you provided this morning.
Well, thanks for having me. It's always a pleasure talking to you, and thank you for everything.
Well, at this point, we take a short break. When we come back, Pakistan resume. They are currently 51-2 after 10 overs against the West Indies legends. Of course.
Anything you need, your family.
Yeah, we good, man. But I'll stay in touch with you.
Sure.
Good enough.
Right, where you going, man?
No, you did? See, now my way is sleeping away.
I'll confirm the...
Well, the action continues here after that strategic timeout at the halfway mark, 10 overs, 51 for 2.
Yeah, excellent indeed by the West Indies. I think they have been able to restrict Pakistan to within reason. And, very interesting interview just now with Dr. Hamad Malik, a former captain of Lahore Cricket Club in Pakistan. And he was actually saying he's very close friends with Salim Malik, the former Pakistani standout batsman. And he revealed today that Salim Malik didn't wear the protective box that we talk about. He said that on occasions he did put it on to face Ian Bishop or Malcolm Marshall, but other than that, he refused to wear it.
Yeah,
because he said he stayed side on.
Yeah, I listened to him from the speakerphone there, and I was like,
well,
a
tell me
brave
you
man.
were asleep. I was very
He's a
surprised
brave
that you
man.
heard that interview.
Yeah, that's why I was here first, and then I just got behind the speaker over there so I can hear. And then I congratulate him for his splendid footwork in batting. It was a joy to watch, to be honest with you, and you can tell that he has class.
Yeah, definitely. Definitely has class. You know what I would like to see coming out of this tournament? An all-star team with fellas like Malik on board. And they can probably play against your club. Coconut Creek, that's your club?
No, that's Rizwan's club, Coconut.
Rizwan, okay. This is driven down the ground. So keeping it tight at the moment. Vijay Sunarayan, he's in his second over. Samir Malik is on 34. Ankur, the man on strike now.
Yeah, local lad, Encore here. Plays for Mega Red in the local competition,
Short
the Gold
delivery.
Coast League.
Pulled away to mid-wicket. End of the over, end of another good over by the West Indies legends. Pakistan have 9 overs to increase that tally of 56.
56 for 2, like you were saying there. They were asked to take the first knock and try to set a target, one which should challenge the West Indies Stars. They came up against a challenge yesterday, and they shown that what could be done at the back end of an inning. Nagamoto was the man to display his whiz with the bat after he would have given up some 32 runs when he used the leather. So he wheeled the willow, and he got some 32 in quick time, and he came in the nick of time, as a matter of fact.
Well, he's going to bowl now. Yesterday he got 2 wickets. He got a bit of tap going for 32, but he came back nicely. He got 2 wickets. Mahendra Nagamutu.
It was about this time he came on yesterday, about the 12th over also.
Yes. So let's look at his field. There's a short third man, point, squarish cover, mid off, long off on the offside. Delivery outside the off stump, driven away over the infield into the boundary for 4. And away Ankur there, just taking that full toss and dispatching it. Nagamoto is now telling his captain Zamin that he needed protection out there. He's the leg spinner, and they should have a sweeper on the boundary. It's very strange that the leg spinner is bowling with a deep mid wicket. I think that fielder should switch and go down and sweep on the offside. Nagamoto is one who gets a generous turn.
Well, not necessarily, because sometimes you have the protection for the one that goes wrong down there, but there's enough men. We have gone past the power play where you can have no more than 5 fielders outside of the 30-yard circle. Only 4 men needed to be in. They had 6 in.
Well, this is down the ground, and it goes for 6. Nagamoto being treated roughly here by Ankur, and at the moment he can't believe it's happening. Well, he did dish out some of that yesterday to Colin Board, and now he is on the receiving end.
Yes, like I said, Anchor, one of the local boys here, plays for the Mega Reds team here in the Gold Coast League. So he's no slouch. He plays and he hits a long ball and bowls well too.
Well, we can see that. Quicker, flatter delivery, cut away to point. They're going to have a single still. So you can see Nagas immediately going on the defensive here.
Yeah, I think all flights have been aborted. He took off with 2 flights and they were carted for boundary and a 6, and then he decides it's going to go flat.
Well, there's now a cow corner. There's a man posted at mid-on. And of course, this is driven beautifully through the offside for 4. So 3 fielders within touching distance of each other. There's a long on. There's a man just about 20 yards away from him at the cow corner, and a deep mid-wicket on the onside. Nagamutu not bowling to his field there. And that was driven beautifully by Ankur for 4. So Ankur showing his wares here.
Yeah,
in fact, it was Malik on that occasion.
Malik on this occasion. But you see, these fielders are not putting in the dive because, like you said, it's easier to go down, but it's harder to get up.
It's easier. Well,
yeah. So they're using the boot when they try to stop those balls on the boundary rope. They're saying, "No, I'm not going to go down." There's no telling if I'm going to get up.
Good delivery this time by Nagamutu, played back quietly.
Well,
The nephew of Alvin Kalicharan. Yes. Nagamutu, yes. Nagamutu's mom and Alvin Kalicharan are brothers and sisters. And of course, his brother, Vishal Nagamutu, was the guy and a wicket keeper as well.
Are we going to get a free? I think
And
so.
that's the second triple we've seen.
Yes.
Nagamutu really taken to the cleaners there. That over 18 runs coming from it. And it's an over he will want to forget quickly at the end of over number 12. Pakistan are right back in this game at 74 for 2 after 12.
Yeah, we have to mark that spot because twice we have seen 3 runs. They came in the general direction down to a fine leg. So it happened twice in one day. How they say lightning does not strike twice at the same place in one day? They were kidding. Parkinson Stars sent into bat 74 for 2. Over number 12, done and dusted. And we have 2 set batsmen, I can almost say that. Angkor has been there for over 2 overs and 20 overs. Went to bat 2 overs, we can say you're well in. Because it's only 20 overs, so you would have got you allotted 2 overs. 10-man bat is 20 overs.
Yep.
We've seen 250s already in today's play.
And a 49 not out.
And a 49 not out. So we're in the 40s again here with Malik Samir. Let's see if he can get over the half-century mark. So now we have the real Prem-Singh. Still on left arm through and round. Another local boy.
So it's in the air. It's going to drop way short of the fielder. And Prem Singh, its first delivery. So Prem has the experience. Which country is Prem from? Is he Guyanese or is he from Trinidad? This time this is hiked away. Will Prem make the strike? No, it's over the boundary for 6. And it's that man, Ankur. You really said that in the domestic leagues, he dominates.
Yeah, he hits a long ball. So like I said, they're taking them lightly. I don't think they should do that, and they should look at yesterday's play because we have different personnel playing today. Ankur coming into the team, I guess, to bolster the batting. And he's doing so with Malik.
So he's on 22 of 14. Malik is 42 of 34. And both of them so far have added 33 for this wicket.
Yeah, Anchor doing the bulk of the scoring there, with Malik just scoring some 11 of it.
Again, going aerial. Juicy full toss. I want tossed up, but Ankur not really getting hold of it. Had he gotten hold of that, it would have gone out of the ground.
Malik, there was Malik this time.
Oh, sorry, Malik.
What's good use of the feet, but he didn't time it. Prim Singh is wondering what's happening. They're going after every one of my deliveries. He just won 6 and 3 singles, but at the same time, all aggressive shots. So they're targeting Prim Singh. This time he covers up. So I guess they must have been satisfied with what they would have gotten from that over, because he covered up nicely, as if to say, well, no, you're not going to get this wicket today. You have to rewind and come again. 84 for 2 at the end of 13. So instructions going out to the 2 batters, with refreshments at the same time. In the first game, we would have witnessed 172, and end up on the losing cause. You would have interviewed 2 players. What did they bring to the table?
Well, I think Makarishi alluded to the fact that they got enough runs, and I want to agree with him. They should have defended that total, and he thought that they really gave it up towards the back end of the innings, when the last 10 overs they were able to get away with 100 runs. Dr. Malik thought that they gave it away by conceding 73 or 74 odd in the first 10 overs. He thought that they should have been tighter in the first 10 overs. So different views, but at the end of the day, they've now lost both games. Of course, Mark Qureshi, being Mark Qureshi, this man hits it. Nagamutu for another 6, is it?
Yes.
Yes. So Mahendra Nagamutu has been taken to the cleaners here, and good old Nagas would not be. He's not impressed. He's not happy. He's a top performer. Of course, the former West Indies player. Not accustomed to being treated like this, but Ankur has dropped anchor.
Yes, I was looking to see if I would have seen a flight attendant somewhere, because at one point I thought it was an airplane coming towards us, but Anchor in a no-nonsense mood.
I was looking for the flight attendant to wake him up. There is Nagamutu, and tosses this one up again. This is better, right up in the block hole. Ankur is going nowhere fast. He heads back in. Yeah, Makorishi did say, though, that there is a chance that he can still be in the finals, and he was able to map it out. He's saying if...
So who's going to forfeit their game?
Well, he's saying if Pakistan beats the West Indies, and if India beats the West Indies tomorrow, and America beats Pakistan, it will be down to net run rate. And with the healthy 172 his team scored today, he's thinking that that should help. So good old Mac, in true Mac Qureshi style, he's optimistic. Overly optimistic, I don't know, but he is optimistic. The
Okay.
takes a top edge, but it's too... the fielder too deep down there at Cow Corner, and he can't complete that catch. So Nagamutu 26 runs here. He's in his second over. His friend Ankur is on striker. You'll remember that name, Ankur.
Yes.
This time he's dropped him. Nagamoto dropping that catch. That was a breakthrough they wanted. And 8 runs coming in the over, inclusive of a 6. Nagamoto 2 overs, none for 26. At the end of 14, it's 92 for 2.
Well, he can't fault anyone. This time he can't fault his son, because he came straight back at him. He didn't have to look up. So Anchor survived a chance of the last delivery of that 14th over. But he's on 31 from 21, going at a good clip. So is Samir Malik, going at 44 from 37. Earlier, West Indies Stars won the toss and decided that they will chase whatever total the Pakistani Stars put on the board. Well, Pakistani Stars were at 51 from the first 10. So they've made merry for the last 4 overs. They've scored some 41 runs, quick and in a hurry.
Sammy stumped. Prem Singh, lovely delivery. He just teased him. He was beaten in the flight, and Samir Malik, 6 short of a half century, has fallen to Prem, and the wicket taken. There's 92 for 2. Prem is just walking around and explaining to everyone the genius behind that delivery.
Well, smart bit of stumping, and I like it. Neat and nice. Not giving the umpires too much work. You just take one bail off, and one bail is sufficient. That's all they needed. Appeal to the umpire, and he said, you don't have to take 2 off. You don't have to knock the stumps over. It was neatly done. Well, they needed that wicket. The partnership was going in leaps and bounds. Some 44, I think, the partnership. So the last ball was a chance from Nagamoto's over when Angkor would have trimmed one back to his left. He spilt it. But this time the wicketkeeper took the bails off in a flash, so Prem Singh would be a happy man. He's gone for 10 from his first over, so he's going to try to pull things back. So far, we've seen some good cricket for the 2 days, but I'm going to inform you, it's not going to be pleasing to your ears, but I think you're going to be here up until about 5:30, 6 o'clock this afternoon.
Yeah, they've taken quite a long time to complete the overs. That's a good delivery by Singh. He had him waiting.
Yeah, he waited a year and a Sunday for that delivery to come into him. Not like Malik would have chipped into that one earlier in the US Stars innings and probably would have driven it down the ground. But his feet stayed anchored in cement, and he waited on the ball to drop and turn into him. But this time he's driving into the onside for a single, getting off the mark with that one. That's Shalish Shah.
So Shilish Shihar. It's on 1. Ankur goes with this one into the boundary for 4. They need to get rid of Ankur here if they are to restrict the Pakistanis.
Yeah, Anchor can score on both sides of the wicket. As you can see, he can hit straight and he can still tuck those short deliveries. Like the good old West Indies, this West Indies team like doing the chasing in 2020 cricket also.
Yep.
So it's a pattern. They chased successfully yesterday, so I think they're thinking that whatever Pakistan puts on the board, they are in hopes of overhauling that. Batman drives for a single out to wide long off. So Anka,
good position here to get up to about 150.
now this one have the height. It doesn't have the distance. The man is circling under it
And he takes a
takes a
catch.
catch.
Yes, takes a catch on the second attempt there, and the Prem has taken another wicket. So 2 wickets for Prem in this over.
Yes, indeed. Well, he strikes with the first delivery and the last delivery.
98 for 3 after 15.
But Anka is still there on 36.
Well, Nagamoto is going to continue. He had 8 off his last over. 2 overs, none for 26. Probably has a plan for Ankur.
Anchor there is flirting with danger. He's trying to get down to the striker's end. And Flo came in there. It was kind of fast, but it was a non-existent run. But for some strange reason, Anchor was trying to get down to the striker's end. He wanted to get a piece of Nagamoto. He's been all over him. Although he'd been dropped in the previous over, he's not scared. He's saying, I need to get down there. I need to show how to make a 50. I'm on 36. I'm not going to get into the 40s and out. 98 for 4. So Mahendra Nagamoto is pitching well. He has bowled 3 dots on the trot and 4 dots on the trot, and appeal, and he's given out stump. Quick hands again.
Well done by the wicketkeeper there. And Nagamoto, this happened yesterday. He was carried around the park for the first 2 overs, and then he came back and grabbed 2 wickets. So he has now, after being taken for 26 in 2 overs, he's now bowled 3 deliveries and conceded no run in the 3rd over and has gotten a wicket. And the man coming in now is Amir Khan.
4 dots on the trot. He would have bowled.
4. Thanks a lot there for that correction. Ivor, it's 98 for 5. Once they can get Ankur here, I think they could limit Pakistan.
I think that's why Anka was anxiously trying to get down to the striker's end, because he smelled something was cooking in the kitchen. What's cooking? The wok? Yeah, well, they're halfway down with 5 wickets down. We just we have 4 overs and 2 balls to go. I think they have to get the wheels turning here to get up to maybe 130. But I don't think that's going to be nearly enough for these West Indian stars. I don't think so. They're going to find themselves in the same spot where they were yesterday, chasing late in the afternoon. Nagamoto has come back well. Dot, 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 wicket. And 5 dots on the trot. This one was pulled around to the short mid-on. Attacking, so they are attacking with a short mid-on, short extra cover. And here it is, a maiden wicket.
Excellent return there by Nagamoto, and that's the experience of the man. Zamin Amin, the captain, backing him, and he has been able to return the favour in the 3rd over of his spell. It's a 98 for 5. 4 overs to go, and I'll ask my friend with the crystal ball to give me the final score. He normally gets it wrong, but I will still ask him.
Well, with Angkor batting, we have 4 overs left in this inning. The side is halfway down. I'm going to still say they're going to get another 40 runs. They need 10 runs and over. Angkor, he can do it. They have to aim for 10 runs and over from here on in.
And Prem Singh has completed another wicket. No, he's appealing.
No, his feet was anchored in cement. He has not moved. He's still there.
So anchor was anchored.
Yeah, he's still there. He has not moved.
Quick work by the wicketkeeper again. And lovely bowling by Prem Singh.
He's calling for referral there. But Anka did not move his foot. It's unlike Malik. Malik would have chipped into that one. But he's just gave it a baseball swing.
Malik left early on. Here's Singh. I've enjoyed his offerings so far. He's again and looking to hit across the line was Ankur.
The one taking the bottom edge and rolling out in the offside for a single. But Anka was coming after from Singh. Must have pitched outside leg Prem. But he was pulling out the boom, trying to do some house cleaning.
Prem has bowled well, 2 for 17. Yeah, that is Prem again going past the outside edge.
Wicketkeeper is clean. Do you know him? What's his name?
I think we have to get that information.
Yeah, he's sharp. He is sharp. 99 for 5.
Garfield Whiteman.
Wiseman?
Wildman. Garfield Wildman. Thanks a lot there, Roddy.
There's nothing wild about him. He's neat, tame, but he's sharp. Wild man, wicket keeper. We have to look at him.
Yeah. Good keeper. Pretty quick hands.
Yes.
I wouldn't say fast hands. I would say quick hands. This is in the air. Good Prem get his 3rd. And it dropped short. Good effort though. Good effort by the fielder running in. And Prem looks disappointed. But he has been bowling well. It's the end of the over. It's 100 for 5 after 17.
So Anka would have used the bottom of his bat on 2 occasions in that over. So we have to give credit to Prem Is Prim bowling with an iron ball? Because Anchor seemed not to be catching up with him. Prim Singh is unsung at this time. But that was a valiant effort there by the fielder coming in from the 45. And the ball was dying on him. But all day long, even up until in the last inning, these guys were not diving. They were using their feet. So we finally saw someone put in the dive. Even though he didn't come up with the big fish, Angkor, but he did put in the dive. So Azim has sucked up some 5 deliveries for his 1. So I don't think that the Pakistan Stars going to be too happy with that. With Anchor on strike, they're going to ask him to just, if he's not getting the ball across the ropes, he's going to ask him to just get it off the square and get Anchor on strike. Anchor is bowled him, he's cleaned him up.
Mahindra Nagamutu, it is this plot resembles yesterday's. There was Nagamutu coming back, he's shaking his head as to say, they should have been done before. Anchor goes for 38 off 27 ball. He was dropped by Nagamutu off his own bowling early on, and Nagamutu has taken now his 4th wicket in the tournament. 101 for 6. How crucial is that blow there, Ivor?
Yeah, I think he would have put the max on because that's a set batsman going out who would have faced some 27 deliveries. He got to 38 and it was bowled neck and crop. We know that Nagamutu, he has the experience. You predicted he'll be the man of the tournament. So he's going to go for runs. He's a leg spinner coming from the back of the hand. But at the same time, those guys are wicket takers. So once you leave an opening, they're gonna get through. And Nagamutu, well, he knocked over a set batsman. So now you have 2 relatively new batsmen in. As Azim has only faced some 5 deliveries, I don't think that the West Indies Stars are going to be worried in the position that they find themselves at this time.
So let's see how Nagas go again. So Nagamutu is going to continue. (101 for 7). Sure, Nagamutu would not be happy with the news that he would have received today, and that being the passing of Imran Khan, who is also from Ghana and worked with the West Indies Cricket Board, whilst Nagamutu was also playing cricket for the West Indies. So at the moment, it's now 103. Nagamutu not happy with the effort there on that occasion. Ken Singh is now on 2. And he is on strike. Wild swing and a miss. There's an appeal for a stumping. And yes, Wildman, as brilliant as ever behind the stumps, he claims the wicket. So Ken Singh goes for 2. Pakistan lose their 7th wicket. It's 103 for 7. And Mahindra Nagamutu, after being taken around the park early on, he has struck back well. 3 for 28. It's now 103 for 7. I want to say good day to a Cricket 360 standout, Visham Shams Lalman, writer for Quick Scope, who is logged on to the stream at the moment. Young budding commentator out of Trinidad and Tobago. Who knows? You may hear him soon in the United States, as he is one of the bright prospects. A man who 360 has invested in, and he is very avid, very keen youngster, and very willing. I want to say good afternoon to him and welcome to the stream. He'll be very proud with the efforts of the West Indies at this point in time. So good old Nagas has taken his third wicket. It's 103 for 7. Puts a smile on the face of Ivor the Great Henry. Pushed away back up on the offside, and there is no run. 5 wickets in the tournament so far to Nagamoto. What say you, Henry?
Well, he's in good company. Nazir, Charlie, would have picked up 3 in his spell yesterday, and now he's got 3 in his spell. 3 from 4 is always something to be right home about.
Well, the 2 leg spinners are leading the wickets column. Charlie with 5, and now Nagamoto with 5 as well.
Yes.
And your big player, Almas Akram, is in there. Here is Nagamoto, and this is a swung away into the boundary for 4. So Nagamoto ends now with 3 for 32. Yesterday he had 2 for 32.
He should play that number, 32.
Yeah. So after 18 overs, it's 108 for 7. More from Ivor Henry.
So do you think he would make 32 today? He gave up 32 yesterday.
And he gave them back.
He made 32. Today he gave up 32. If he gets a chance to bat, guaranteed he'll make 32.
Definitely. He's such a player, an all-rounder. I'm impressed with number 10, Wildman.
Yes, yesterday someone was asking for Kensing, why isn't Kensing playing? So Kensing came today, and he contributed just 2 without stump. Nagamoto dragged him out. So Prem Singh now with his last over, he has gotten 2. So let's see if he's going to join the 3-wicket column. He had a chance to get 4, as a matter of fact. This one is speeding off the outer edge for a single. Well, 109 for 7, man. Like I said, with the fall of Angkor, my prediction would have gone. This time he's tonguing this one down to cow corner. He's getting runs here. 1, 2, and need not run any further because that ball crossed the boundary ropes for 4. So with 7 wickets down, another further 3 wickets to be had. Are they in danger of being bowled out? This is the penultimate over. This is the 19th over.
Swept away around the corner. Runs here for Zulfikar Azim, the captain, and he gets a 4.
So back-to-back 4s here. Of course, they've got to launch now because this is the last over for Prem Singh. And then just one more coming from the come-box end. So they're still trying to see if they can get at least to 125. So let's see if they can get there. If you ask me, they should be trying to get to 130. Well, we have 9 legal delivery left with a current run rate of just 6.3. It will be a stroll in the park with just over 6 runs and over in a 2020 match on a good pitch. Field nicely grassed. A dot goes into the scorer's book at this time of the innings. Not good for the Pakistan Stars. You have got to work it to get a single or play some aggressive shot or something. That's what Alma is saying. Try to get something from it. But we do not give the bowlers enough credit. Here it is there. Pushing through for a single. Well one. So Almas Akram comes into strike. Let's see if the instructions he was giving to Azim, if he can do what he was saying. Prim Singh, he may have other ideas. We'll watch, we'll wait, and we'll see. Well, he's changing his mode of attack. He's coming over the wicket. So Almas, you've got to change that plan you had. Oh no, he's going high and hard, but he's going to pick out the man down at the corner, and he's gone. Wicket number 8.
Well, Singh, the spinner again, striking his third. So we've seen 6 wickets so far falling to the spinners. Prem Singh started. I think Prem has to take credit for turning things around. Pakistan were well on their way, and it was Prem Singh who came in and following the aggressive display against Nagamutu. Prem Singh took the ball from the northern end and he got the initial breakthroughs, and now he has claimed his third wicket, 118. It should now be for 8, and with an over to spare.
Just like I said, well, they've wrestled the initiative from the Pakistani Stars by taking wickets, and you know, nothing put you further behind the clock than taking wickets. So the dots are like gold dust. We would agree with that, but a wicket brings a dot as well. So that's the ultimate. So Akram, with all the instructions he would have given to Azim, when he got down to the striker's end, he perished the very next delivery. But he did bowl well yesterday. He picked up the first 3 wickets yesterday when his team were in the field. So we know he'll be probably opening the bowling, maybe alongside Ken Singh. Between himself and Ken Singh, I'm sure, would start the proceedings for the Pakistani Stars. But the West Indies Stars, they're on the hunt over number 20. And with Nagamutu having finished his spell, we're going to have to see a new bowler. Who do we have? He's sporting number 12 on his back. Sunawine. He's bowled 2 overs for 13 runs. So,
yep. So Zulfikar Azim, the captain of this team, he's on 14 of 10, hasn't done a bad job at all. 1 over to go. Shabazz Rajput is the other player.
Runs here, he's coming off the outer edge and he goes down to the boundary, down in the vacant third man area for 4. And that brings up the 122. So the signal comes in now from the umpire. 4, yes it is.
So Rajput is off the mark.
It always happens. When a bowler bowls well and he bowls 4 on the trot, that next bowler comes in, he's going to always be under pressure.
Delivery outside the off stump, looking to slash it square.
I don't think the umpire would have seen what's going on there, so he went all the way to the offside to wonder what was happening. Swing and a miss. He's not looking at the ball. He's looking to just aim into the onside.
Hence the reason he's batting at 11.
But he got a 4 from the first delivery outside the off stump. So try to go what have worked for you. So guide it. Just split the fieldsman. There's no man on the third man boundary. So if you split them, it's going to run downhill for 4. See, he's playing a course again. You keep saying it. When the time you play a course, you're not going to get all of the marbles.
You play with just 4 inches.
Yeah, you
as
play with a
opposed to
straight bat.
playing
So
with an entire blade.
you pass the mid off.
4.
Just split the point and the backward point and the third man. Now he's going aerial. You're going to get at least 2 here. But he's not interested.
Yeah, he takes 1. The skipper probably wants a strike. He is on 14. So last delivery to come, 123 for 8. Pakistan will think that they can fight with this score.
So I can put my 130 to bed, because unless the ball's a no ball 6 here, they cannot get to 130. They're 7 away from that.
I think 123 might be the final score. Let's wait and see.
A dot of the last ball.
I think a wicket.
Okay.
I think Azim may well play it into the hands of deep mid wicket. The strengthening the onside.
Azim been there for quite a while. He's been batting for 10 deliveries. He's on 14. He's going to run for this one. Trust me.
But Cedarine has only 3 players on the offside, 6 on the on.
6 is not allowed. You can't have more than 5 fielders in the.
Well, I'm seeing 6.
Yeah,
And now they're correcting it, so the umpire probably. Well, they're not correcting
not.
it.
No, there's something
So,
wrong.
6 on the onside.
You can't have more than 5 fielders in the onside.
I think this is slipping the attention of the
Of
umpire.
umpires, yes. When are you going to call in the umpires?
So the final delivery to go. And it peels away, and the score ends at 123. A dot ball of the final over, of the final ball. 123. In fact, he's out.
He's out 1-0.
So he has been run out. 123. I did say a wicket of the last delivery. 123 for 9. That's the effort there by Pakistan. Just to quickly run through their innings. Samir Malik 44, Rana 3, Naziruddin Momin 12, Ankur 38, Shalish Shikar 1, Amir Khan he didn't score, Zulfikar Azimi 4, Ken Singh 2, Almas Akram 1, Shabazz Rajput 5 not out, Yasser Ali he didn't score. 123 for 9. The bowling, Hutchinson 4 overs, none for 19. He did a good job up front. Sattar 3 overs, 1 for 15. He also bowled well. Zamin Amin 2 overs for 8. He was good. Vijay Sunarayan 3 overs, none for 18. Mahendra Nagamutu went for some runs today, but was able to get 3 wickets. 4 overs, 3 for 32. And Prem Singh 4 overs, 3 for 29. I think Ivor has a final word before we take a break.
Yes, well, we have an injured player coming off. Let's hope that he'll be able to do some fielding, but let's hope that injury is not the thing. But let's correct something here. The umpires erred. There's no more than 5 fielders allowed in the onside.
Well,
and they had 6. I'm sure that is not in the playing conditions.
I think it just slipped them, but that is something that we leave to them. There's an injured player, the first injury in this tournament of the Legends World Cup, and we take a break with Pakistan 123 for 9. When we come back, the West Indies will be chasing 124 to win. Well, welcome back. And the West Indies, they're about to chase 124. Peter Singh is on strike, and he's opening with Krishna Haricharan yesterday. They had a half-century opening stand, so they were a great opening pair. And speaking about a great opening pair, I'm joined by my partner here, Ivor Henry, who was livid at what transpired during the last ball of the innings with 6 fielders on the onside. And he had a very stern word with the umpires. Ivor himself being an umpire, so he didn't take too kindly to that. Good afternoon, Ivor.
Yes, well, they're only human. They can make a little mistake here or there. And they would have acknowledged it and vows to correct it if the circumstances arise. I did like you. You went up the stairs. Yeah, that one no ball and a free hit could have made a big difference. You never know. It would have been a no ball and then a free hit.
So it's going to be your favorite bowler, Almas Khan.
Well, let's see if I'm going to be right. I said I think the opening pair is going to be Almas and Ken Singh in the bowling department. So we'll watch and wait. So we're on the way. The one chase is on the way. It's one for no loss as Haji Karan would have struck that one down to the wide long off. The ambles through for a single.
Good opening partnership yesterday between these two. Good foundation for Nagamoto to explode towards the back end.
But almost a one a ball. I think he should be a walk in the park. 123 to win. I don't think that should be too much of a hard task unless they keep losing wickets. Loud appeal is pushing out forward.
But that one not doing enough to straighten. I think with the natural angle it would have gone across the left-hander. And although Almas is looking to bring the ball back, it might not have done enough. And of course, doubts being put in the mind of the umpire by the mere fact that Haricharan pushed forward. He was struck right forward. So, you know, if he was back, it would have given the umpire that extra split second to see what might have happened. Here's Almas Khan again. In typical Haricharan fashion, squeezes it out on the offside. The way Haricharan played yesterday, he did do his job. I'm wondering if the United States legends were disappointed with the fact that they dismissed him for Nagamoto to come in. Sometimes you take a wicket at your own detriment. There's a tale that goes around where it is said that Jeff Boycott at times was deliberately dropped by certain players because they wanted him to stay in, especially the limited overs game. So at the Almas continues. 123 needed off 116 balls. So at this point in time, it should not be that difficult, but it all depends on how Pakistan go about their business.
Like I said, equation, it's not hard. Yesterday was much, much harder in terms of runs. So at the end of over number one, they scampers through for a single, so it's 2 for no loss. And the end of over number 1. It's a 2020 encounter, so let's not forget that. It's the Legends Championship, the first of its kind, and hope to be a continuous one. Play would have started yesterday, so it's going to be Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. The curtains come down with the grand finale. The 2 top teams in the preliminaries, which would end on Wednesday, they would go straight through to the finals. But the 3rd and 4th positions will play for the 3rd position, and that will be the early morning game. So again, we want to big up Mark Qureshi and his broadcast crew and the production crew for getting things afoot, and all of the live stream that you're seeing here is coming compliment the Mark Qureshi production crew. So Sofian and his crew would have been doing a wonderful job in at least bringing the cricket for the viewers. It's okay to bring the cricket on radio or via what have you, but when it's being seen, it brings so much more because you can see for yourself. So for that, we have to say kudos. So what a difference a week make. Last week, this time we're having rains here. It was every day last week. Rain. And for this week, we're having sunshine. We're being bathed
Blessing.
in sunshine.
Blessings, they call that. So the Stars, slow start off the back foot, punched nicely. Azim can't stop that. Yeah, so I was saying, the difference that a week makes. It's a big difference. Last week I was 1 week younger. This week I'm 1 week older. And
That's
I have
a difference.
And I have news for you. Next week I'll be 2 weeks older from a week ago.
Are you sure your math is correct?
I hope so.
Okay. You're the mathematician, so I'm going to take what you say. Well, my prediction was right. I thought that Kensing would partner Almas in the opening attack, a left armer.
So it's going to be
Bowling
Ken
well
Singh to bowl to Peter Singh. Nothing to really sing about.
You think they have a choir going here? They're singing? Batsman covering up, and just like yesterday, they were not in any hurry. They're setting the platform and just going around a ball, easy peasy. They put on a 50 partnership. So these two, this is going inside out. He's going to be runs here. One.
Anchor is
for
giving
2.
chase. And he fires in the return. So important too, speeding off the outer half of the bat. Well, Peter is normally the more aggressive of the two. He's going to play his shot, Peter Singh.
Well, he did show signs of aggression there. And when you're going outside the off stump, you have to go hard, and that's it.
Good delivery, good change of pace. Fazil Jahur collects behind the stumps. Good wicketkeeper, Fazil Jahur. Is he as good as Wildman? We'll see today.
Apart from Shario yesterday with a few hiccups, I think the wicket-keeping duty all around has been good. But it's loud appeal for stumping again. I'm telling you, these wicket-keepers are sharp. So when you're picking your 11, unless you're going to turn one of these wicket-keepers into a batsman, it's going to be a hard pick in picking your specialist wicket-keeper. That's a good over. Just some free ones coming from it. Last delivery was one right up in the block hole, curling in to the batsman like a baseball pitcher pitching curveballs. That's Kensing for you. I can assure you, unless he gets licks, he's going to bowl his 4 overs on the trot. and so is Almas. They play in the local competition here. They bowl their 4 overs on the trot. There's no coming back for them. So once the gas is in the tank, they put it in the bowling, and then I hate to say it, sometimes the effort for the other bowlers in the fielding, it's not there. But you've got to come to play the whole 20 overs. You can't just come to bowl your 4 overs and then walk away. I wouldn't be surprised if Ken Singh does that today, if he's allowed to do that. We know him in the local leagues to be doing that from time to time. Again, a dot goes into the scorer's book as Kawicharan comes forward and plays it to Ken Singh in the mid-off region. He's pulling this one in the onside, and it's knocked down there by the mid-on fielder, a wide mid-wicket, and they should have done better with that. Almas is saying you should have done better with that. We don't have a lot of runs to defend, so you've got to stop every single. But it's easier said than done. Remember, these guys are over 50. Again, Max Dyer, you're up and about, you're listening. So is David Maitland and Mr. Audley Watson. And Vinod said they're enjoying your commentary.
Yeah, I must say, good afternoon to David. I did forget David today, early on today. You know, guys like David Maitland, Audley, and these boys. You know, we've worked with them over the years. You know, we've all become friends, and you know, we all do one thing, which is work for cricket and the development of cricket. Almas. Jahu. Clean behind the stumps there on that occasion. Let's see. Good afternoon to Maureen Jahuru, Fazil Jahuru's wife. They both flew in from Trinidad. Let's see also. Hello to Jordan, his son. Punched away through the offside. Azim is giving chase. And are they good enough for 3? They're going to take 3. So you've seen 3 triples.
Yes, indeed. I'm going to put that down as history in the making. I remember seeing 3 triples on these grounds.
I don't even see that.
Unless it's a overthrow.
Yes. You don't even see that when Rajesh Sharma and Zishan Qureshi are batting. You don't see 3 triples.
No, you don't. But we're into double figures. It's 10 for no loss.
Well, with Qureshi, he normally hits the ball over the ropes. And with Sharma, he normally misses the ball. So you don't normally see 3s.
Oh, this one is in the air. He doesn't have enough to get beyond the boundary ropes. And taken.
Almas Akram continues to do his good work. Another wicket to him. That's his 4th wicket of the tournament. And the West Indies Stars lose their 1st wicket with 10 on the board.
So no 50 partnership today, like they would have done yesterday. And sometimes small scores always give trouble. Don't know why, but 10 for 1, and Almas started the proceedings in the wicket column just like yesterday. He got 3 in the trot. Now he's on to 4, you said, right? On to 4. So I see some nice shiny trophies over there. I would imagine maybe the most wickets, most ones. There. Behind on the table. So when you get a chance, you can have a look. I didn't get a chance to read what's on them, but I'm going to guess.
Well, is there an award? We have to find out. There must be an award for the person who scores the most runs.
I would imagine.
And I think that award will go to Zishan Qureshi because he's a scorer.
Zishan, you stand in line for a trophy. They said the man who scored the most runs get the trophy.
Oh, Qureshi will score the most runs. He's a scorer.
That's a good one.
So the new batsman is that Buffon,
Yes.
Joseph Buffon.
Yeah, Joseph and his coat of many colors.
Hmm.
I know you're a biblical man.
Well, yesterday he came in and he was very busy in his approach.
The turning on was a bit slow, if you would ask me, between overs. Oops.
Outside the off stump on that occasion, allowed to go through. Oh, that's a lovely shot through the covers. That's 4 runs. Over pitch delivery on that occasion there by Singh, and Buffon just leaning into it and pushing it through the covers for 4. The score goes on out of 14 for 1. This one is played down the ground. So it's Harry Chan on strike now. He's on 7. Good delivery on that occasion. They're just on and about the off stump. I've Henry, who just lost his goal watch, has found it, thank God. And, he just missed it. Where did you find it, Ivor?
It was right down where we were speaking to those guys, Charlie and those guys.
Oh, well. It's, it was where.
Find out the time, and it's always time is here.
Thank God. Push back on the offside. End of the over. The end of the over by Singh. His second over, none for 8. He's doing a good job. West Indies Stars are 15 for 1 at the end of over number 4.
there was an opportunity for a third one, but it was turned down by Karicharan. But Buffon was interested. No, that one is high.
Well, that's back before wicket. That one was high. It actually struck him just under the number 11 sign.
Yes.
Almost Akram was appealing for, I'm not sure what.
He got up way over the stumps. So I don't know what it was he appealing for. I think that ball should have been coming back from way down beyond the boundary over in the outer fields. Because it was a looping long hop. Something I wonder, what's a wicket-taking delivery? Isn't it a wicket-taking delivery is the one that got the batter out?
Yeah, definitely. Here he is. Oh, that's a good delivery. And did he get an edge?
No, he cut him in half.
Excellent delivery coming back into the right-hander. And Almas has been taking the ball away from the right-hander. He's showing now that he can bring it back. That one came back into him.
And again, bouncing over the stump. And if you would have hit him again, I'm sure he'll have been appealing from now until the cows come home. When you're bowling, once it hits any part of the batter, he's out. When you're batting, oh no. Oh no, wayward down the leg side.
Good attempt there by Jahur, but he can't stop that. That is going to go very close to the boundary. And they trudge 2, so that's 3, because the umpire will definitely signal wide. In fact, he doesn't. Yes, he is.
The signal, acknowledge the wide. Yes, well, umpire is standing there and making sure that he gets some acknowledgement.
Shot.
Oh, that's a good looking shot.
He just allowed that to come to him and was able to play the cut shot through the offside into the boundary for 4. I like the look of Buffon. Since yesterday, he was very busy when he came out, and again, he's showing that.
When you hear the cut shot, you think of a Gordon Greenwich, a Hunt. Those guys, man, with precision.
Conrad Hunt.
Conrad Hunt, man, was a great cutter.
Why are you laughing, Mr. Henry? Again, a drive through the offside. There is no run. And a 5. 24 for 1.
Yes, we had just that one appeal there in that over, but a beautiful cut shot down to the deep backward point, and it would have been 4 on any ground. It was a beautifully cut shot, good cricketing shot. Never mind, it's a 2020. I always say you can play proper cricketing shots. Sometimes the people turn into the French cut, your favorite stroke, and the switch hit and the reverse sweep and all that stuff.
We haven't seen those fancy shots in the Legends tournament. I don't think these guys are up for that. But that was a good cricket over. Let me say, because prior to the wonderful cut shot, there was a beautiful delivery by Almas, as you said, that cut Buffon in half.
Yes, he did. Yes.
So it's going to be Harry Charan to face.
But it's good when, you have a small score and the bowlers are asking questions, keeping the umpires on their toes. Oh, there's an edge, but there's no slip.
Almas
going to get
gives
at least
chase.
2 here. Using the boot again.
Yep. And they come back for 2. So just opening the face, you think? You want to give him the benefit of the doubt?
Okay, I'll go with you. It was a calculated edge because there's no slip.
Well, a slip
And
is
now
in
they're
place.
thinking about putting one in now.
Yep. I think they want to put your good friend.
Almas is coming. He's going to
Yes.
take up the slip position.
And Ankuru is going to come into a short third man. There is a point, squarish cover, mid off, long off. That's the offside field. 5 on the off, 4 on the on. This is a delivery that Kalitran forces on the offside. What has made it difficult for Kalitran is the fact that he's not been given any pace by Ken Singh. Ken Singh is slow as a snow cone man on a bicycle.
Yes. Yeah, he just bowling those loopers like bowling curve balls.
So he works away. That's a lovely shot. He's going to get runs here, Harry Duran. In fact, just one. He seems to be carrying a niggle. And I think that's the difference. If this West Indies team are to reach the finals and they come up against the Indian outfit, India already booking a place in the final, I'll tell you something, Ivor. It's going to be very difficult to compete against that Indian team because even between the sticks, they're pretty quick.
Yes, indeed.
Do you remember Patel from this morning?
Yeah, I told him we have to check his ID.
Yeah.
Because he's fleet-footed, man. He gets between those 22 yards there
Yeah,
quickly,
yeah.
very quick. And
So-
he's a good judge of the runs too.
Yeah. Since I've been to the tournament this year, off the field of play, anywhere I go, they ask me for my ID to enter restaurants.
What I want to know, where's your aid?
Pushed away, that's no run again. So what Ken Singh is doing here is taking pace off the ball. So there's nothing for the batsman to work with.
Sharma just indicated to me there, when they ask you for your ID, they're trying to wonder which nursing home you walk out of.
Again, it's outside the off stump, played on the onside, and Singh is feeling towards his own bowling. So you can see Buffon, he likes the ball coming onto the bat. He wants to work with the pace, but Ken Singh is not giving him any pace to work with.
And I like that. You see what Ken Singh did there? And that's from his bowling, to make sure a run does not score against him. He ran around there and he's like, I'm going to save this single. So that's what we need from all of the cricketers. Look at the offside field in a ring. That's good. They're all moving in.
It's cut away.
Punting!
Yep. Fielded by Azim, the captain of the team, and a direct hit. So Azim is showing off. It's the end of the over, the end of the power play. The score is 27 for 1. And Singh is one of those bowlers where you don't have to put on a helmet. You don't have to put on a box. You might not have to even put on a pad. He's not going to hurt you.
Powder puff. But anyway, just some free runs
what
coming
you
from
said?
that.
Powder puff?
Powder puff.
I think lovely lollipops.
Lollipops. No, lollipops are hard until you get rid of them now. Until
Well,
you get to the chewing gum part.
But is it lovely?
But powder puff. Why not say marshmallow?
Yeah.
He's soft as marshmallow.
Yeah. And it takes me back to the point that Dr. Malik made earlier on today, that Salim Malik did not bat with box. The only time, on a rare occasion, and he's a legend, an international legend, the only time that he batted with a box was against Malcolm Marshall at times and 1 or 2 times against Ian Bishop. Other than that, he never wore a box.
Well, I know the great Livingston Sergeant Home. You
I think-
must have heard
yeah.
that name
Yep.
back in the thing. He has never batted with a thigh pad. I remember back home, he was my captain, playing for Nevis. They're putting on my thigh pad. He said, why are you putting on that? He said, boy, nobody can hit me in my legs.
Wow.
He was just that good.
Well, Viv Richards never wore a helmet.
Nope. Neither Larry Gomes.
Yep.
Never. In the latter part, Richie Richardson ended up wearing a helmet after he got fatigued. But Larry Gomes never even batted with a cap.
Yep.
Yeah, he was headless Larry Gomes. That was a brave man.
Hilary Angelo Gomes from
Yep.
Arima in Trinidad. It's going to be Almas.
Oh, he's whipping this one off the pads. Good looking shot, getting runs here.
And that's 4 runs. So 4 runs worked away around the pads there by Harry Charan. 2 straight. Almas is bringing the ball into the left-hander. And it's 2 straight on that occasion. I can't understand what he's complaining about with the umpire. It's definitely not the umpire's fault that he was struck for 4. So the West Indies are starting to pick up now. 31 for the loss of 1. If they win here, they're into the finals. Tomorrow's game between India and the West Indies will then be what we call a dress rehearsal. This is played down the ground. That's one more. Yasir Ali is there. So we've seen a good quality of play at this tournament.
Even though the sun is out, we always had a breeze from morning. It's a stiff breeze.
Yeah,
Going from east to west.
Is it from Deerfield Beach? On the legs, worked away by Buffon for 1. Very plucky little batsman there. Buffon brings Kalicharan back into strike. Kalicharan has lent some solidity at the top of the order. I saw when the team list was declared that Mahendra Nagamutu is coming in at the number 4 position. I think they may well float him depending on the situation of the game. You don't want him in there too early. This is a pleasant shot through the offside.
So I don't think Nagamoto is gonna bat today. He would have done enough yesterday and today, taking 3 wickets. I think he should take it as a rest and save himself for the finals. He mightn't even play tomorrow.
Well, I think if you're not playing cricket, you need to play.
Man,
To
the
get
body need time to recover, man. 4 days cricket. This is a first class match when you're playing 4 days, even though it's only 20 wickets. 20.
Yep.
Oh, it's
Good shout. That's a good shout there by Akram.
but he was coming down the pitch, so I guess he was too far down.
Probably slightly outside the off stump. The umpire's in a better position than us to see.
And I'm much in agreement with him. He even gave him a hug and said maybe good decision.
The officiating has been pretty good.
Yes, indeed. They know they're on television, so they're going to try to think. But it should be at all times. You should try to do and give of your best, whether you're on TV or not.
End of the over. The end of it, 36, which is a very popular number in Trinidad and Tobago. It's 36 for 1 after 7.
Is it a popular number in Trinidad because of the great Robert Nesta Marley? He would have passed away at age 36.
I don't think that's the reason. I'll give you an explanation for it off air.
Okay, I'll wait for that. But I always remember the great man, Robert Nesta Marley. That guy was a genius. Imagine, at 36 years of age, he would have passed and already a legend.
Yeah.
All the great ones, they say, die young. The Martin Luther Kings and the Muhammad. Oh, my goodness. And I just... Yeah. Why did I talk about that? You just brought back up your good friend there again, Mr. Khan.
Yeah, Mr. Khan.
Yeah,
It's really sad, Yep, he was on social media, Imran Khan. Would you believe just yesterday, he took to social media and he said if someone can bring him some cut apples or grapes or bananas, he will leave, coconut water, he will leave the hospital. He said, and if you can top that up with mangoes, I will run out of the hospital and run back home. At 1:32 a.m. this morning, he was a dead man. Again, falling to COVID-19.
And they always have this saying, when a person is going to pass away, they always have this high, this brightness and give you that hope with everything is all good.
Yep.
And then they just go right back and said, by. I just gathered my strength and just to tell you I was leaving. It happens. I don't know.
One hopes that he gets a resting
And
place.
he did that based on what you're saying.
Yeah, want to
Came.
wish his family all the best in this very difficult time. Outside the off stump, and Buffon looks to drive. Good take there by Fazil Jahur behind the stump. One of the tallest wicketkeepers you will ever see, Fazil Jahur.
I know. Yes.
And he gets down pretty quickly. But as you were saying, at a vintage age, the issue is getting up, not down.
Yes.
So, yeah, Singh again. He bowls. Cut away through the covers. Runs here for... In fact, they're going to settle for just one. That's one more to Buffon. And this is over number 8. Nothing to get crazy about. Just keep the runs ticking.
Vinod, I'm not going to take credit for that because I read your script when I read it at this age.
I was just making I was trying to explain why these guys are using their boot, and then you came up with that genius explanation. So I do like it. Not the actual action, but the explanation. So the wind is blowing stiffly from the east. And let's see what Singh does. His shoot is fluttering in the breeze. Fazil Jahur looking sharp again. The bails is off in a flash.
Yes, I'm telling you, wicket keeping is of a high standard. The catching throughout in the outfield, not so much. Earlier in this morning, Qureshi had one that if he would have taken, I think he would have put a little dagger in the hearts of India.
Well, that's a slow delivery, or an attempt at a slow delivery by Mr. Singh, and it's signaled wide by the umpire. That was really, really slow. I think had he bowled that any slower, he would have bowled it next week.
So you think he's like Bravo? He bowls slow and slower,
Yeah, Bravo's stock ball is a slow ball.
and then he bowls slower.
And the surprise ball is a slow
He's
ball.
a slower ball. Okay, well, Ken Singh, they're all from Trinidad, right? And Tobago?
Forward is Harry Charan. Is Harry Charan from Trinidad?
I was wondering myself. I mean, I was asking you that question earlier. It almost sounds like a Guyanese name.
I think Harry Charan is more of a Trinidadian name.
Trinidadian?
But we are open to correction. Here's Singh. Now, Singh is a name from Punjab. This is cut away beautifully by Harry Charan for 4. Given a little bit of width, he was able to find the gap, and that's into the boundary for 4. The West Indies are now 42 for 1. They're wearing that crest proudly.
So Ken Singh was going well all along. Like I said, he would have bowled his 4 overs on the trot, just like Almas, and he eventually bowled 4 for 17. Not bad. I mean, he would be disappointing giving up a boundary off his last delivery in this match, but it was a good-looking shot. It deserved 4.
Definitely, it was really classy.
Our cricket is being played in the daytime, so the stars don't shine in the day, so we don't see those.
Well, I think players should not be allowed to disrespect the game like that. It affects the integrity of the match, and people must not take these things for a joke. At the end of 9, the West Indies Stars are 51 for 1.
So let's say that was a good comeback there by Ankar. He was struck out of the park for 6 of the first delivery, and then he came back very well with just giving up a double and a single. So just 9 from that over. But the 50 came up in that over, so let's see. It's going to be a double change. We have
6.6, the required rate. Ali Akbarana is going to come into the attack. He's going to bowl to Buffon, who is really looking good. Kalitran as well. He's on 24 of 29. And Joseph is on 20 of 18.
Without breaking a sweat, these guys' partnership has yielded some 41 runs already.
So it's going to be Rana bowling with his Western style broad brim hat. Punched away. This is Azim, the captain, who is a very good fielder.
Yeah, that one was outside the off stump, but hitting the toe end of the bat. If that came off the middle, I don't think. Well, at least he's making the correction now. It's the left-hander is batting, but I think if it came off the middle, I don't think he would have fielded that one as easily as he would have done.
Now, he's going to turn the ball into Harry Charan, and there are acres of space there on the onside. All Kali Charan has to do is to just touch it through mid-wicket there, which he tries to do. And, of course, he should get a single, but that one went a bit too fine. But the intention is clear, and there is no run. Speaking about real estate, there's a young man named Zubir who's here with us. If he peers out there and sees all that real estate, he'll get very, very excited and call Qureshi. So here is another delivery outside the off stump. Harry Charan looking to slash that. Uh, 52 for 1 and this time there's a lot of people like before. That might have been pitched just outside the leg stump. And Harry Charan lives to fight another day. This time this is whipped around down through square leg for 1. Ivor Henry is asking our cameraman Rajesh Sharma to get a shot of the players on the far side. They are in the nets. Well, I wish you luck with that, because for the entire minor league, Qureshi has been asking him to get a wicket. That didn't happen. The score is 53 for 1. So it's going to be the left-handed Rana. Bowling to Buffon. Reminds me so much of Stuart Williams, another man from Nevis. This time he edges, and Fazil Jahur completes a brilliant catch. I'm not going to hear the end of that for the next year from Fazil. He takes a brilliant catch, and on the edge, it's always difficult. We spoke about that, Ivor Henry, earlier on today, how difficult it is to take a catch from the under edge of the bat. And Fazil Jahur brings it up. And after more thoughts from Ivor Henry, we've reached the midway stage of this innings. The West Indies Stars lose Joseph Buffon for 21 of 20 deliveries. After 10, the Stars are 53 for 2.
I think yesterday they lost a wicket. 1 ball to go in the 10th over also. But this time it was the completion. So they're following a pattern.
Yep, on that note, we take a short break. We'll be right back.
Well, we're back from the strategic timeout. And this time he's whacking this one into the onside. One's here. One. That's all they'll be. As the fielder running quickly from the onside. And batsman could only get one. 54 it is for the loss of 2 wickets. Over number 11 in progress. So that brings Sattar on strike because a wicket would have fell at the very last ball in the 10th over. But Kawicharan, he's still there. He is on 26 from 34. So Ankar, he has gone for some 10 runs. He's into over number 2. Let's not forget that the allotment of 4 overs allowed to a bowler. And in this competition, you can have substitutes. 2 substitutes. He's whacking this one out to the cover sweeper again. And they run through for yet another single. Throw comes in 2 bounces to the bowler's end. This brings the southpaw Kawicharan on strike. As Salim Sattar gets off the mark with that one that he played into the offside. So the fielders are changing round. A packed offside field, all of 5 men, 5-4 field. He's using his feet coming down, but he's getting the bottom edge. And a better throw would have been interesting. The batter there, Sattar, was struggling to get home.
So the score is 55 for 2, 69 of 58. It should be a walk in the park. But Buffon has been dismissed. Let's see what Sattar can do. Harry Charan is still there and he has to bat deep into the innings. And I'm very surprised you're so sprightly at this time of the day, Ivor. You probably had a T20 energy drink, probably the Beamer. Normally at this time, Sofiane Kamar walks around and ensures that we have coffee. Our new tournament director wants ice cream. So the score is 56 for 2 and 1 delivery to go.
I saw the tournament director doing some push-ups there yesterday. He looks fit as a fiddle, so you keep on.
Yeah, well, whilst he was doing the push-ups, I told him, as you're down there, do 2 for me.
Which he did. There's a loud appeal. And
excellent work there by Jahur. And he is really looking
for
good.
Stumping. He's sharp, I'm telling you.
Yeah, he's a sharp man, Fazil Jahur.
I think you need to get in front of the camera. He's sharp.
He is. And he's quickly on the other end. He moves at speed, You know,
back in the day when we called guys who were sharp, we called them Saga boys.
Saga boys, yeah. That's a term they use in Trinidad. Do they do that in Nevis as well?
Yes, Saga boy.
A Saga boy.
Yes, man. He's flashy. He's good. So.
Well, where is our where's our tournament director? If there's an absence of coffee, probably we can send the very hard-working Abbas for a case of Tandal Pani.
And on view here you can see
56 for 2 after 11.
Yeah, the net practice, and our cameraman is zooming in here on the net practice on the far east end. There's a batting cage over there, and you can see the Indians especially, they've really come to win this. Some of the guys are over there getting a workout.
Well, the West Indies team are poised here to join them in the finals. Let's see what will happen. And Sattar is now going to face, looks a very fit man, Salim Sattar. Has that number 7 on his back, which is a famous number for that football club in England that normally loses to Liverpool. They have a player called Ronaldo who plays for them. And it's just half an hour away from Manchester to Liverpool, and they normally lose. Played away in the offside. There is 1. I want to say good night to all those in Trinidad who are viewing this game.
I think you need to showcase your son. I like his action, bowling.
Yes, he
We had to bring it here. We got to ask a question.
Yeah, I think he should come. He should come in for an interview. He recently came off West Indies on the 19 trials.
Yeah, let me push it.
Yep.
Push the question. Oh, you're a bit biased.
Down the ground, and this goes down to deep mid wicket. A tumbling save there by, is it the skipper, Azim? I'm impressed with the way this guy feels. And Ivor, at the end of this over, I will leave you in the company of the young man, Liam, as you can speak with him on the youth development across the Caribbean. He actually made his debut in the South Florida League on Saturday last, playing with Uncle Mac. This is a drive through the offside that goes on the on, and there is no run. So it's 60 for 2 at the moment. And look at Fazil Jahur doing his exercise. Oh, what a shot this time by Harry Charan. That's into the boundary for 4. He just advanced to throw the bowler off his line, and Akbar fell for it, and it's into the boundary for 4.
Well, 64 it is. With that shot, he was premeditated. You can see him moving across his wicket just before the bowler delivered. He knew that spot was vacant, and he pivoted and made good use of a short one, pitch just around leg stump. So some 8 runs already from this over. Last legal delivery comes up. And again, he's swinging, but there's coverage down there this time.
See, if it's nice, you do it twice. But Yasir Ali has been pushed back there. So that's one end of the over. At the end of 12, the score is 65 for 2, the West Indies Stars. And they're looking to record their second victory. And Ivor, I'm going to leave you in the capable hands of the young man, Liam, who will stay with you for a little bit as you do your thing. I know you're into youth development. The man from Basseterre in St. Kitts.
Yes, indeed. Well, talking about stars, and we have the West Indies Stars, the Pakistan Star, but we have a rising star here in the combox with us, Liam Mantad. And I would have first met you in the capacity of captaining a team out of Trinidad here, which you would have marshaled the troop very well, and on to victory too. I understand that you're just coming from trials from the under-19. Tell us a little bit about that experience, what you would have had.
Earlier on this year in April, we had West Indies under-19 trials in Trinidad and Tobago, and I had 3 wickets in the tournament. It wasn't my best tournament, and it was a 3-game tournament, and see a drop catch there from the Pakistan Stars. But we had 3 games, and I got injured in the second game. But it was a good experience. I learned a lot. Lots of good people around, Riyad Emirates, Ryan Austin, those kind of guys. So it was a good learning experience for me.
Okay, speaking of injury, the injury is you've recovered now from that injury.
Yeah, fully healed now.
Fully recovered.
Yeah.
Okay, I understand that you made your debut here, playing cricket locally here over the weekend. How was it? How was your first experience?
Yeah, it was a good experience. The game rained out, unfortunately, on Sunday, on Saturday actually, but the cricket here you could see is a lot of improvement. There's the ground that we played at was also, it was in fantastic shape. They would just the rain caused some issues for us.
Okay, well, were you able to at least bowl or bat?
No, the rain fell in between the innings. So
in between,
before
so
I got to bowl.
So you didn't get to showcase your wares?
No, not yet.
No, not yet. Okay, well, we are going to continue this conversation. Let me just bring the score up to speed here. It's 69 for 2. We just seen a double. The batsman is advancing. He's playing this one in the air, coming off the outer edge of the bat. They're thinking 2, and they're running the 2 very slowly, but it was a weak throw coming into the keeper, and in the end they made good their grounds. So in terms of we know the COVID is happening over there in Trinidad, I'm sure that would have been a little setback for you somewhere along the line.
Yeah, it definitely was. It was a major setback. We didn't have proper cricket in the country since maybe January, February of 2020, and after a while, a lot of training facilities closed as well. So it was tough at the start, but in recent times things are starting to get a little bit better, and hopefully by the time I get back to Trinidad, it will be open to training and more cricket to be played.
Okay, very well. More runs here, beautifully fielded down there, and this time the batsman gonna relax in two. So they're doubling up, and the score goes into the 70s now. We're into over number 13, and we're here with the young man Liam. He has the capability of captaining the teams. He's a fast bowler, has a nice smooth medium pace run up. He doesn't exert too much energy. I would have seen him here marshalling his troop, a very serious guy. But I'll ask you, COVID is on. Do you do virtual cricket on the TV? Do you do it on your computers? We know on these phones people do all kind of games or what have you. What do you do to keep your interests?
I think with me it's different. I watch a lot of cricket. Anytime there's cricket on, I watch it. I also play cricket video games and stuff on my phone, on my computer. So a lot of that kind of stuff is what keeps me going during COVID.
Okay, after this delivery, I'll ask you another question. This time he's going inside out, and that's a beautiful shot, and it goes one bounce four. That was a good-looking shot. I should let you describe that shot.
Yeah, it was pitched up outside off stump there from Ankur, and you could have seen that Sattar was ready to pounce on it over the covers for four.
He had four written on it from the moment he left the bat. And now, what do you think that he would have done wrong there, the bowler? Did he overpitch? Did the line was wrong? Did he feel he should have made a better attempt at it?
No,
What do you
It
think?
was a mix of both. It was overpitched and given width. You can't do that in T20 cricket, especially with the field that he had. That deep cover field that was not in place for the kind of bowling that was. He should have been a little bit straighter and pull back his length a little bit to not let the batsman free his arms so easily.
Okay, Liam Manchad, and the son of the great Vinod Manchad, and he's practicing his skills because you're going to hear much more of him in the future. He was just coming off the under-19 trials back home there in Trinidad, so I'm going to wish you all the best in the future, young man.
Thank you.
You're welcome. And spoken like a true champion, and he had a first do here on the microphone because we're going to see much more of him. I'm sure he's going to be leading many teams. He is aspiring to play cricket, and Vinod, I have to give it to you too, and mother, to at least have the young man. He's a tall guy. Sometimes they tend to want to play basketball or some other easier sport, but he chose cricket.
Yeah, he loves basketball as well, but cricket is his first love. And what a beautiful shot there, Ivor. That cover drive, as you said before, it had 4 written all over it.
Yes.
It was like when I was born. Beauty was written all over me. The score 78 for 2 in over number 14.
Yes, indeed. So, like I said,
So this is pushed away down behind point, and a single. Jahur just asking Shazan Ahmad why he allowed that single, and he's saying that he should have shied at his end, the wicketkeeper's end, because Kalicharan was labouring coming up. Sattar is a bit quicker than Kalicharan in between the sticks, but here's Krishna Kalicharan again showing that he has the ability to play long innings. He's on the 42. He has been pivotal in this effort here by the West Indies. He's down the track now, and Jahur takes him. He's out stumped.
I'm impressed with the wicket keeping, and he gave him a good knock for his thing. That's good sportsmanship. You see, the wicket keeper would have acknowledged his knock of 42 and saying good knock, and that's a good wicket to get at this stage. 79 for 3. Remember, runs on the board is runs on the board.
And Krishna goes. So another player that Ivor has taken in the 40s. And Ivor needs to take a stand.
It's happening again.
Yeah.
When they get in the 40s. I jinxed them. Third ball delivery, third ball wicket.
So in over number 14, 45 to win of 39, that should not be that difficult. But if Pakistan can probably prize out one more here quickly, or even two, it could cause some flutters in the hearts of the West Indies players. Kalicharan, a good effort as he left. And there goes Mahendra Nagamutu, the finisher, the man from Georgetown in Guyana.
Well, he went for 32, and what's the equation? They need at least 32.
45 from
45.
39 balls, I believe.
Okay, so 32. He's gonna hit 32. He have to give back. Have to take back what he gave.
Well, like yesterday, he started slowly, just knocked it around, and all of a sudden, 32 of 16 deliveries. Colin Board will remember the name.
He's gonna get you. I think he left.
A lot of messages have been coming from Trinidad and Tobago as to what really happened to Colin Board. So it's going to be Nagas to face, 4 on the onside and 3 posted on the boundary. He's going to knock it just short of mid-wicket and get off the mark. I'm sure he's going to do that. This time he's back, punches it, and he's off the mark. He's off and running. So I'm sure that the Pakistan team would have been at their hotel, the Embassy Suites, looking at the game last evening. So they would have seen what could have happened, what could happen. They saw what happened to the West Indies team, what happened to Colin Board and Mark Qureshi's team. So
US Stars, yes.
Yep, they know.
Colin was under the gun. And he was carted all over the park. I mean, 3 sixes. As a matter of fact, it was 2 sixes on the trot. And then he said, I'm going to go wide of the mark. I don't want to get 3 on the trot.
And he got it.
Wide, but the very next delivery was carted over the ropes again.
19 of 3 deliveries.
Yes, indeed.
He came back strongly by conceding just 7 of the final 3. Good old Colin, having a little fun at his expense. Great guy, Colin Board. He's the most successful manager in the history of the CPL, winning 4 titles.
Yes.
With the TKR. 1 with the Red Steel prior to 3 with the TKR.
Well, he about us today. I like his commentary, and yeah,
Yep.
he came through a little bit. Yes, I remember. I was about to just say he just dissed us today.
Now, want to tap this down to that vacant mid-wicket region, gets 1. So they're willing to give the singles, but that is dangerous because they don't have enough runs to play with. Nagamutu will take the singles, and then all of a sudden, he can change gears, 1 big over, and the game is over.
Yeah, Nagamutu seemed to be the kind of guy who would tease you and make you feel like there's hope. He did that yesterday. Okay, the equation is going from 7 to 8 to 9. He went up to 14 ones and over while he was there. And he played possum.
so I'm taking your word for it there, Iva. He's one that teases you and gives you hope.
Yes.
You would not like to be his girlfriend.
I'm telling you, I'll never be.
So let's see what's happening here now. There is a conference with the Pakistani players. Sattar is on 10. He has done a job since coming in. Nagamutu on 2. Let's say good evening to their manager, Brian Ajodi.
The umpires are dishing out some
Attorney at law
instructions.
from Connecticut.
They're having substitute. They're making some substitution or something.
Seems so. Yasir seems to be leaving the arena. So it's going to be. Is it Rana coming from this end? Shazad Ahmed is now going to bowl. So Pakistan, they know that if they can win here, and if they can beat the United States tomorrow, they could be in the finals. It could be in the Pakistan finals.
Bob Hose has passed.
And one Ivor. So
Bob
the wind
Ho-
has picked up tremendously here. The flags are fluttering in the wind. And it's very evident that it's now 5 o'clock in the afternoon. That's a no ball, and they're going to get runs here. They take one, they're going to come back for two. And it's a no ball. So Nagamutu has a free hit to contend with. I won't be surprised he'll be looking to hit a home run. Shazan just probably overstepping the line. He's
Yes,
asking
he's
the
showing him
umpire.
that is, the line belongs to the umpire. He's telling you have to keep something, some portion of that
Come
foot
on,
behind the line.
Come on, Shazan, get on with it. We don't have all night. Score is 85 for the loss of 3. And Nagamutu hits this away for 4. You don't bowl there to him.
Well,
I-
it's either Thanksgiving came early or Christmas came early, but that was a real loosener. You're bowling with a free hit. You have got to be tighter than that.
Well, Thanksgiving came the previous ball with a no ball, and they got 3. And then Christmas came with that full toss.
Okay, now we got it.
So everything in one.
We got it. Okay, you're the master. I believe you. 89 it is for free.
If Shazan continues to bowl that line and Nagamutu continues to bat the way we know he can, we can be out of here by about 10 past 5.
Okay, I'll hold you to that. You have all of 9 minutes in which to do so.
So after the end of this World Cup, the finals is on Thursday. Then there's a break for the players on Friday, and the Hall of Fame induction ceremony takes place on Saturday at the Embassy Suites in Boca at 7 p.m. Will you be there, Ivor?
7 p.m. Yes, we'll have to have a talk with the bartenders. Or more footworks, I guess. I think the soccer scouts are out, because I've seen so many guys trying to put their boot to the 5.5-ounce leather.
Yeah.
That ball hits hard. I'm telling you. I don't know
Yeah.
why would they do that. But then again, I read your script. It's easier for these guys to go down, and it's hard for them to get up. It's a legend game, folks. It's over 50, so
Yep.
they just stretch the boot out every time because. Where did you put your script? I memorized it, though.
Yeah, it's right here.
Oh, there it is. Yes,
Yeah.
memorized it. Yes. More runs here. That was a calculated guide down to the vacant third man for 2.
Just so the West Indies team continue. I think they're motoring to victory here. This is a very, very long over. This over is as long as long time. And the score is 94 for 3. And Shazan Ahmed not really hitting.
Yes, a wide and a no ball. He makes it an Australian
Spots. Yep.
over. 8 balls and over.
Yeah. So Satar, who's done a good job since coming in. Outside the off stump, he cuts uppishly, and this is going to go down to the sweeper. They take 1, and they're going to come back for 2 as easy as Sunday morning.
Yeah, taking on the arm of the fielder in the deep. Normally, a strong flat throw, they would have never even attempted that. But they know the throw is coming in from, a 65-year-old man from in the deep. He's not going to get it up there in a hurry. And
Well-
these batters' legs are fresh.
Well, the West Indies team, they are being sponsored by Villa Home Real Estate and Brian and Jody's law firm in Connecticut. So we want to thank all who would have invested in getting their teams here. Of course, none more than Makorishi who spends so much money into the development of cricket here in America. This is yet another one of his tournaments. So now we have to put this either on the calendar every year.
Well, I'm going to take this time out to say a big hello to Mr. Chambers, who graced us with his
Of
presence
course.
on the opening day. So we can go back to the opening day a little bit. There was a
Yep.
wonderful presentation.
Mikey Chambers, we want to say good afternoon to you, sir. You are a great servant of cricket here in America. Of course, a man from Jamaica. And they tell me that Michael Chambers was one of the hardest hitters of the cricket ball back in the day.
Back in the day.
Ah.
How hard could he hit the ball? That time they had those little thin Slatchinger bats. Could you imagine if you were to hit the ball with these big heavy bats now?
I think Michael would have struck it right back to Jamaica, where he's from.
I'm telling you, yes. I mean, we would have had quite a bit of lost balls. I would have go ahead and start manufacturing balls.
Yeah, well, they tell me you know a lot about balls. So, had you been manufacturing balls, I'm sure we would have purchased balls from you for this tournament.
Yes, I've been in the balls business. I think so, because there would have been a lot of lost balls.
Down the ground, it's not going to carry to the fielder. And Sattar takes one. Nagamutu comes in now. Rana has been the best of the Pakistani bowlers in this game. 2 for 18. This is his final over.
Yeah, well, they need some dots if they're not getting wickets, because it's just about to run a ball from here on in. And they're taking the singles quite comfortably.
Nagamutu is back, hits it uppishly. The good thing I like about Nagamutu since his arrival, he has found a good partner in Sattar. And from the moment they hit the ball, it's like tip and run. They're just running.
Yes. That's what I'm saying. So 25 from 27. So the equation has tilted now in more balls than runs.
Yeah, and the West Indies team, I think they're favorites at this point in time to run away with it.
Well, I'll rather, instead of saying more ball than runs, I'll rather say you have more guts than a calabash.
First time I've heard that one. Rana is in. An easy pickings. They're looking for 2. This is intelligent batting here.
Too. Relaxing
Sattar,
too.
Yep. Just waiting the shot and taking 2.
They're conserving energy. Like they know they have to play on Thursday. The
Well,
position they want to be in on Thursday, I sure is going to be for the grand finale. So you can see that just a stroll in the park. 101 Dalmatian. The 100 comes up with that double.
Yeah. So
The last batsman would have been Kavishawan to go at 42.
played well. Harry Charan gives them that solidity at the top of the order. And I say, Sattar cuts down to the deep point. A misfield, and they're going to go back for 2. You don't do that with 2 fit young men. So Nagamutu actually played in the Legends World Cup. He's playing in this Legends World Cup for the first time. He did play in a Seniors World Cup just a couple months ago in India with the likes of Brian Lara and other guys from the Caribbean and India. Sachin Tendulkar played in that as well. So he's brought that form down here. This time, Sattar is dropped. Ahmed never inspired confidence when he went for that ball. He then sits and looks at it as if he's on Maracas Beach in Trinidad. And in the interim, they take a single.
Yes, at the end of the over. And a bowler wants a wicket. Even if the team does not win, I want a wicket to my name. I mean, I'm bowling so hard here and I can't get a wicket.
Well, he has been the best of the bowlers, Rana.
And he will have joined it with 3 wickets. Like
Yes.
Like Navid, Charlie with 3, Nagamutu with 3, Aquam
Yep.
with 3. So he would have joined
Those players with 3 wickets.
with 3
Yeah.
wickets,
But that
yes.
catch should have been taken. Your 90-year-old mom would have taken that.
with her eyes closed.
With her eyes
Take
closed.
it behind, with her hands behind her back.
Yeah, definitely. Well, 4 overs to go, and the West Indies needs just 20.
So you would have lost 10 after?
I've lost yet again.
Lost yet again.
I will buy you a doubles. Yet again.
You promised me a sheep egg. I haven't gotten it yet.
Sheep's egg. I like that. So 20 to get. I've seen stranger things happen in cricket, but the Pakistanis, they need to hold their catches.
Yeah, I'm impressed with the umpires. I mean, their signals have been on point. They're getting in their position. They're looking after the pitch very well. They're not leaving it unattended. But it's a learning curve, you know. They didn't get to do any of the minor league games, but I'm sure they're on display here now, and you can see they're trying to tell the bowler, let's get on with it. Let's get on with it. We're going into overtime. But you still have to remember, you know, it's a Legends game. It's 50 and over. And the guys are here for the long haul. Everyone gets into the Thursday act. That's a good-looking shot off the pads. I would like to see batsmen playing off the pads. Again, they're taking on the arm of the man in the deep as the ball comes in about 8, bounces into the wicket-keeper. So in the end, it was easy peasy, double. I thought Nagamoto wouldn't have had to take a knock today, but I guess you're quite right. You have to keep going. Driving, but can't score.
Very stylishly through the offside.
Nagamoto is mad at him. He said, just split the fields, man, and you're hitting the ball straight to the guy. And now you want to run for those. But we don't give the bowlers enough credit and the captain, because I don't think you really want to hit it straight to the fielder, but you know, it's like I'm bowling to my field. Down the leg side, taken there well cleanly by the wicket keeper. I'm impressed with the wicket keeping all around.
Both guys, Wildman for the West Indies and Jahur for Pakistan.
Yep, that ball was down the leg side, still going further away. He collected and still trying to avoid a run out. Oh, this time he's getting a good hold of this one. A good-looking shot. Runs across the boundary ropes now for 4.
So that takes them 4 runs closer to victory.
Standard 1 for the Nelson is on the board. 1-1-1.
Well, umpire David Shepard used to try to stand on one leg, hop on one leg, with the score at Nelson, which is 111.
Yeah,
I don't know if any of our players out there can do that. Wide. Good delivery, and Sata just playing it away.
Well, the pitch have played well, I can tell you that. Especially the first game. Look at all that amount of runs that were scored in that match. This is a low-scoring affair, but nothing to do with the pitch really. So I have to give Milton a good down the leg side again. A wicketkeeper is looking for a stump, a quick bit of stumping down the leg side, but his feet was anchored, and a wide goes into the scores book. And remember, you couldn't get the batsman out of a wide.
Yeah, you could get him
Yes.
stumped.
And you get the run, yes, but
Yeah.
you get stumped, you're gone.
Well, Jahur continues to impress with the gloves. You know, he's
Yes.
a big guy, and you wouldn't put him down for being so nimble.
That is true. I'm serious. I'm impressed.
He's a big boy. Seemed to have enjoyed Christmas. But he's very nimble. And 2 is
They're
the
thinking
call.
2, and they will get it easily too. They will get it quite easily.
Yep, I think Azim needs to review his field placing here. 9 to win. 19 balls to get it.
I'm thinking of the question I'm going to ask you because I want you to get it right. I really, really want you to get this one right. 19 balls, 9 runs to win. Who do you honestly believe will win this match?
Definitely the West Indies at this point in time, and that's 2 more. So that's 7 required now. I think with Nagamutu in there, Sattar in there, it's just a matter of knocking it around. I think even the Pakistanis seems to have given up. They're just going through the motion, so to speak.
Well, I don't think you'll get an easier question than that. That is even easier than asking you your name or to spell your name.
I think if you ask me how to spell my name, it's harder than saying who's going to win this match. I will struggle.
That's because I understood that your best subject in school was lunch and
Yes.
recess.
I did enjoy lunch more than recess. Recess was too short.
Recess was so short, so the lunch, enjoyed
Yes,
lunch.
I enjoyed lunch.
Good man. Good man.
Yes. My hobby is dinner.
Because yesterday when you came in having your first curry goat and stuff, I said, man, look at you, you're all fed up to
Yeah.
the stomach.
Well, my wife asked me to watch my weight, so I put it in front.
Oh.
You like that, Iva? You're going to borrow that.
Oh, forgive me, I laughed out loud. That was a good one.
So 3, yep. 3 of us to go, 7 runs. For the West Indies to reach the finals and join India. It means that if the West Indies win here, Pakistan is out of the finals, as well as the United States of America.
Yeah, that reminds me of these 2 persons who bump into each other. They were all cross-eyed, you know. So the first one, when they bumped, he said, why don't you go where you're watching? The next one said, why don't you watch where you're going?
Oh, well, I don't think we can get to the bottom of that. That's a good one. Can't get to the bottom of that.
He said, look where you're going. He said, but you watch where you're going.
We'll have to call that one a draw. Nagamutu swings this away into the boundary for 4.
Game, set, match.
And it takes me 3 runs closer to Joy's Roti Shop for my dinner.
Okay, so they're free away from victory. And Nagabutu again. You said he's the finisher. He's a joiner or something? He's a painter? What is he?
I think he's a smooth finisher.
So he's going to finish.
15 off 8. I think man of the match is Mahindra Nagamutu for his 3 wickets and 15 quick runs.
Easily. So he's going to be a known finisher now.
6 runs, is it?
Yes,
Yes, it
it
is.
is.
Nagamutu, as he did yesterday, he ended yesterday's match with a 6. Just asked Colin Board. And today, he ends the match against Pakistan with a 6 as well. 21 not out of 9 deliveries. He had 3 for 32 earlier on today. Yesterday, he had 2 for 32 and 32 not out of 16 deliveries. Congratulations to the West Indies. They are into the finals, and on Thursday, they will be meeting India. But, Ivor Henry, tomorrow there's a dress rehearsal, the West Indies against India.
Yeah, I think you'll have maybe some changes in the team. They'll take a rest here or there. They'll get some of their players who haven't had a knock to come on in. But they would have won with 16 balls to spare. And, well, we'll just do the highlights. Kavich ran, he made 42 from 46. And next in line we have Sattar with 32 and 2 batters with 21. Pufang 21 and Nagamoto not out 21 from 9. Good knock there by him. He has become the finisher. And in the bowling column we had Akram. He would have struck first with 1 for 25. And Reina, he picked up 2 for 24. Those are the 3 wickets too would have fallen. Well,
Yep.
folks, West Indies won by 7 wickets with 16 balls to spare in this World Cup Legends T20 Championship 2021. Handshakes are going about and saying congratulations. And I can say that's what we're going to be having for today. And we'll tell you what comes up tomorrow. And with that, we will say good night after Manchad having the last word.
Yeah, well, I want to thank you for keeping my company today. Wonderful game. And, of course, the West Indies will now meet India in the finals on Thursday. Tomorrow, the West Indies and India, they meet in their final preliminary round match. And there's another dress rehearsal because the United States, they meet Pakistan tomorrow. And again on Thursday, they will meet again to see who finishes third. On that note, we want to thank you for joining us here this evening. And we want to wish you all the best. Keep safe and keep supporting cricket.